Chapter 180. Ling Ying nodded slightly at Lin Xian's words. That's simple. Do we need to worry about not having any demonic beasts here? Then let's go. Let's find some demonic beasts and kill them to raise your cultivation to the mysterious heaven realm. The three of them continued to move forward at full speed. Previously, they were avoiding demonic beasts, but now, they were looking for demonic beasts. 20 minutes later, Ling Ying killed her fifth demonic beast. She was at the 10 stars arcane body realm, and a strong aura burst out from her body. A minute later, Ling Ying opened her beautiful eyes. Mysterious heaven realm, we've arrived. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian in surprise. Just nice. I can feel the power of lightning. Lin Xian's eyes flashed as he said. Where? Lin Xian pointed to the left and said, it should be about 1 kilometer in that direction. It should be about 6 to 7 kilometers away from the battlefield. And the power of lightning there is endless. Let's go. The three of them sped away. 5 minutes later, Lin Xian saw a blue light in front of them. That was lightning. But they couldn't see the specific situation for now because it was blocked by a bush. This place seemed to be a green belt before. Sure. Ling Ying made a shhh sound because she sensed an aura slowly walking over. Under the illumination of the blue lightning, a shadow was gradually approaching. In the next instant, the shadow was frozen in place by Ling Ying's shadow lock. So, the three of them rushed over at the same time. It was a demonic beast similar to a leopard. It was then beaten to death by the three of them without making much noise. They had launched a sneak attack. Even though the leopard was at the mysterious heaven realm 1 star, it was still killed in an instant. The experience was given to Miao Xiaomiao, who rose by 2 stars. She had to ensure that everyone was at the same level to be safe. Otherwise, if the others were at the 6 stars arcane body realm and mysterious heaven realm while Miao Xiaomiao was still at the 3 stars arcane body realm, it would be difficult for her to protect herself. The three of them slowly walked towards the location of the lightning. When Lin Xian saw the scene in front of him from behind the bushes, he couldn't help but be speechless. These thunder demonic beasts were like snails. They were more than 1 meter tall and 2 meters long. Moreover, there were no less than 20 or 30 of them. They were arranged in a row. Lightning was entwined in their snail shells, as if their shells were transparent. Then, lightning was released from their 2 antennae towards a transparent blue crystal in front of them. These thunderbolts were not offensive thunderbolts in the true sense, but their ability. Shielding interference. The crystal in front of him was about the size of a person. Lin Xian could feel the aura of space from it. This was a crystal that contained the spatial attribute. This is the illusory heavenly crystal. When Ling Ying and Miao Xiaomiao saw the illusory heavenly crystal, they were both shocked. Lin Xian was a perfect match for them. He was dumbfounded, because he didn't know him. However, no matter how shocked he was, now was not the time to pay attention to this, but the thunder demonic beast. Boom! Suddenly, a bolt of lightning shot towards them. Ling Ying reacted quickly and released his energy to block it. The three of them quickly turned around. Behind them, there were 2 leopards with blue lightning entwined around their bodies staring at them. Gale Thunder Spiritual Leopard. Lin Xian examined them. Fortunately, one of them was at Mystic Heaven Realm 1 star, and the other one was 5 stars higher than Lin Xian. But compared to them, it should be at Mystic Heaven Realm 2 stars. These 2 demonic beasts and the Gale Thunder Spiritual Leopard should be guarding this place. In fact, the Mystic Heaven Realm was more than enough to guard this place. The main battlefield was in front. As long as the demonic beasts were not defeated, no one would rush out. Moreover, after such a thing happened in other places, no one would go to the more dangerous city center. Therefore, only 3 Mystic Heaven Realm demonic beasts were left to guard this place. Moreover, this news was sealed. Of course, other than their friend Wang Jichao, no one else would know. The demonic beast kings probably didn't think that someone would actually find this place. That minuscule probability allowed Lin Xian and the others to hear Wang Jichao's muttering. Leave these 2 to me. You guys take care of the thunder demonic beasts. Ling Ying's aura suddenly erupted. Will there be a problem? Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying worriedly. Ling Ying's lips curled up slightly. If there's a problem with this, then I can go die. After saying that, Ling Ying rushed forward. You're awesome, okay? Lin Xian mumbled and then exchanged glances with Miao Xiaomiao. Miao Xiaomiao said, Thunder demonic beasts are low-level demonic beasts. Even if they reach the mystic body realm, they're like mentally retarded. Most of them are similar to working machines. So we're very relaxed. I can see it. The battle had already begun and the commotion was so loud, but these thunder demonic beasts seemed to not hear it. They just kept releasing their energy on the illusory space heaven crystal. Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao stood at the back. They didn't react. It feels more like they're being controlled. They only have one goal, which is to release their energy, regardless of whether they're dead or alive. Lin Xian said. It does seem like it. That's even better. Miao Xiaomiao then condensed fire energy in her hands. Miao Xiaomiao was wind and fire dual attributed. In this situation, she naturally had to use fire energy to attack. Lin Xian, on the other hand, condensed the power of lightning. Boom! Two terrifying forces blasted out in an earth-shattering manner. In an instant, lightning and fire exploded. In the blink of an eye, all the thunder demonic beasts were killed. These were all in the spirit condensation realm. It was too easy for them to kill them. Thunder demonic beasts were functional demonic beasts. Their combat strength wasn't strong. But it was hard to imagine that these spirit condensation realm thunder demonic beasts were able to block the signal of the entire Linfeng city. It's hard to imagine that these things can block the signal of the entire Linfeng city. No, of course not. These spirit condensation realm thunder demonic beasts can only block the signal for a radius of 10 kilometers. The only thing that can extend the range of the signal to the entire city is this. Miao Xiaomiao pointed at the illusory sky crystal. Her beautiful eyes sparkled. It was obvious that she really wanted it, but it was too big. She couldn't take it away. Lin Xian looked over. At this time, Ling Ying walked over. Damn! How many seconds has it been? You've already finished the battle? Lin Xian's face was full of shock. Normally, it would take a bit of time. But the dark element is the king of the night. As long as you have spirit energy, you can gallop. Ling Ying said. Lin Xian wasn't too familiar with the dark attribute, but Ling Ying was only a one-star profound heaven realm cultivator. She'd taken less than 20 seconds to finish off 2 profound heaven realm demonic beasts. Lin Xian could roughly guess how strong she was. After all, the dark attribute was known as the strongest attribute after the space and time attributes. The signal block hasn't been removed yet, but it should be removed slowly. Miao Xiaomiao took out her phone and said, It's useless. The battle ahead is so intense. They won't have the chance to set up a teleportation array. Ling Ying shook his head. So I want to ask, what's the point of us coming here to remove the signal? Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian. Chapter 181. Lin Xian said, It's very meaningful. As long as they know that they can set up a teleportation array to go back, they will definitely choose to break out with all their might. Or, we can set up a teleportation array on the battlefield. Once we succeed, we can go back directly. The demonic beasts naturally won't dare to go in. Also, they can't die. If they die, Tianhua City will be gone. So, we still have to go to the main battlefield now? Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian. Or we can contact the main battlefield. I'm going crazy. Miao Xiaomiao was going crazy. Then she said, First, we don't have the equipment to contact the 3 factions. Second, we can only go to the main battlefield to inform them. But what level of battle is there? Aren't we just going to die? Young Master Lin, please look at the power in the sky. May I ask if you can get close, young master? Miao Xiaomiao said helplessly. Lin Xian said, In the main battlefield, the the battle between the strong will definitely be pulled far away. What we are seeing now is actually a battle between the spirit condensation realm, arcane body realm, and mysterious heaven realm. They actually understood. Otherwise, in a battle between the thunder tribulation realm and the law realm, these people of other realms would be instantly killed. Perhaps they could casually release some of their aura and these people would die. Therefore, their battle was definitely not in the main battlefield. That's true. Otherwise, everything we did before would have been useless. Ling Ying said in a low voice. Then let's go. Sister Ling Ying and I both have the wind attribute. Moreover, Sister Ling Ying has the dark attribute. If we can't, we can let Sister Ling Ying release her dark attribute power to send us away, Miao Xiaomiao said. Ling Ying nodded. It's possible. There are so many people on the battlefield. If there's danger, we can run away. No one will notice us. They could only give it a try. Furthermore, that was indeed the case. If they didn't know that they could set up a teleportation array and continue to fight to the death, this was the territory of the demonic beasts. Everyone would definitely die in battle, and Tianhua City would fall. Thinking about it this way, we seem to be shouldering a great mission and responsibility. Even if it's not for glory, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of Tianhua Academy, and for the sake of our loved ones living in Tianhua City, we have to do our part, and this part is still within our capabilities, Lin Xian said. Then let's go. But you must be careful and recover your spiritual power at the same time. Miao Xiao Miao handed each of them a vial of genetic medicine. Ling Ying had consumed a lot of spiritual energy, so he directly stabbed his own arm. Lin Xian had never used it before, so he put it away and said, I didn't use much spiritual energy. I'll keep it for now. Since they couldn't take the illusory space heavenly crystal away, they could only reluctantly leave it here. However, Lin Xian still didn't know what the illusory space heavenly crystal meant. From now on, they were no longer looking for demonic beasts. Instead, they were avoiding them. The main streets were naturally not a place for them to walk. There were too many demonic beasts there. They walked through those dark alleys. These demonic beasts wanted to rush to the battlefield as quickly as possible, so they would definitely run on the main roads. They would rarely run into these dark alleys that wasted time. As they got closer, they could feel the spiritual power surging towards them. Not only could they see light ahead, they could even hear sounds. The roars of various demonic beasts, the roars of humans, and the angry shouts. There were even desperate screams. In front of them was another public square. It was very, very big. After all, this was the city center. It was much bigger than the public square from before. When Lin Xian and the other two hid behind the wall and looked over, they couldn't help but reveal shocked expressions. On the ground, there was blood, flesh, and corpses. It was too horrible to look at. The air was filled with the thick smell of blood. If it was a relatively normal person, they wouldn't be able to stand the smell of blood, let alone this scene. Miao Xiao Miao's face was slightly pale, but it shouldn't be a big deal. This huge public square was not the only battlefield. There were other places further away, left and right, and even some alleys. However, there were still many demonic beasts. If they wanted to hide and run, it would be very difficult. There's someone inside. Suddenly, Lin Xian and the other two felt movement in a small supermarket beside them. The supermarket's door was locked, but the glass was broken. After that, the three of them slipped in. It wasn't a demonic beast. It was a person. A heavily injured martial artist was curled up in a corner, trembling. Are you okay? Lin Xian asked hurriedly. The first thing Miao Xiao Miao did was to take out the gene medicine to help him recover. His face was covered in blood, and his face couldn't even be seen clearly. However, he used the last of his strength to hold Miao Xiao Miao's hand and shook his head lightly. He meant he couldn't be saved. Give it to someone else. This should be a member of the Divine Palace. May I ask if you can contact the higher-ups of the three major forces? Although this scene was very cruel, there was no other way. This was the world. Then, he raised his trembling finger and pointed to a spot not far away. Lin Xian followed his finger and looked over. That was probably their earpiece. Just now, at the same time, cough cough, all the headsets exploded. This one is a backup one. It's the commander's, must be, good battery. Supermarket, should have, channel 119. He said in an extremely weak voice. I understand. Thank you. The headsets exploded. It was probably because they were very close to each other that the signal was blocked and destroyed the electronic equipment. As for the commander's headset, it was normal for him to have the ability to protect it. Miao Xiao Miao walked over and took the headset and handed it to Lin Xian. Lin Xian put it in his pocket. At this time, the man tremblingly took out a phone from his pocket. There was a note under the phone. Please, give it to my sister. Thank you. Before he could finish his sentence, he had already lost all his strength and breath. Lin Xian took the man's phone and the note covered in blood. On the note was an address. As for what he wanted to say, it was probably on the phone. It was quite sad to say, but there were too many situations like this in the world. Don't worry. If I can go back, I'll pass it to her. Lin Xian wiped the man's eyes and closed them. Then, Lin Xian quickly turned around and said, Little Miao Miao, go find the number 5 battery. The supermarket must have it. Okay. Then, Lin Xian and Ling Ying closed the curtains of the supermarket. This way, the people outside couldn't see in at all. Because the battle outside was very fierce, very few demonic beasts would notice the situation here. Even if they did, they would have opponents. Even if they didn't, they would look for the nearest human and not attack Lin Xian and the others for no reason. Soon, Miao Xiao Miao came over with the number 5 battery. Lin Xian quickly installed it and then adjusted the channel. Channel 119. The channel was adjusted. Hey, can you hear me? Hey. Lin Xian frowned. A few seconds later, there was a sound from the other side. It was the sound of heavy breathing, and there was a loud sound beside it. I can hear you. That voice came, but there was a hint of surprise in it. Chapter 182. Lin Xian recognized this voice. It should be the commander, Qin Feng. He should be the strongest among them. However, his voice was filled with surprise. It was as if he was shocked when someone contacted him. This was also normal, because before this place had been blocked. They must have tried it, but now the block was removed. Lin Xian could hear the wind howling as if he was moving at an extremely fast speed. He could even hear the sound of fists colliding. Therefore, Lin Xian was certain that he was fighting. It's like this. The blocked signal has been removed and the teleportation circle can be released. So, what should we do now? Lin Xian asked. What? It's been removed? Qin Feng replied to Lin Xian while fighting. That's right. Don't you have a teleportation circle? Where do you want to release it? Lin Xian asked. After hearing Lin Xian's words, Qin Feng guessed that he was not from the 3 major factions. He paused for a moment and said, Little brother. Phew. I can't get away from here. The teleportation circle is just a simple teleportation stone. If you have the ability, I hope you can come over. I'll give you the stone. If not, please tell the other members of the 3 major factions. Where are you? I'm near the main battlefield. Lin Xian asked. Can you see the nuclear annihilation? Lin Xian looked around through the window. I see it. It's in that direction, about 3 kilometers. Okay. I'll go over now. When you get there. What's your element? Lightning. Qin Feng took a deep breath and said, When you're nearby, release your lightning into the sky. I'll rush over when I see it. Please. Okay. Lin Xian was about to hang up when Qin Feng quickly said, Wait. What's your name? I'll tell you my name when I can do it. Lin Xian said and hung up. He then looked at the 2 girls beside him. Don't tell me you still want to go? Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian in shock. When they heard Lin Xian's words, they already knew what Lin Xian was thinking. Very shocking. Lunatic. Was this Lin Xian a lunatic? Go. No. It's already crazy enough for you to come here. The other side is where experts at least in the lightning tribulation realm are fighting. Even a casual wave of his aura could kill you. How do we get there? Lin Xian then said, the space teleportation array uses a type of space teleportation stone to release its power to achieve the effect of fixed-point teleportation. The teleportation location is probably Tianhua City, so I only need to get that crystal to leave. If I don't go and let someone else go, how would I know where he released the spatial teleportation stone? I'll go. The spatial teleportation stone is in my hands. I can choose the location to teleport to, and we can leave as soon as possible. Even if you run into danger, as long as you get the crystals, you can release them immediately. Actually, Lin Xian's main point was their own safety. If it was taken by someone else, they would have to think about where to release the teleportation array. If it was in Lin Xian's hands, then Lin Xian would have to think about it. All the power was in Lin Xian's hands. Naturally, they would be the safest few. Hearing Lin Xian's words, it was indeed reasonable. But it's still too dangerous. Lin Xian smiled. Not necessarily. That Commander Qin Feng will definitely protect me. So you two stay in this supermarket. After I get it, the first thing I'll do is to come here and activate the teleportation array. This was the main battlefield, the place with the most people and strength. Protecting Tianhua City depended on them, not the other spirit condensation realm warriors in the other counties. These people were more important. Releasing the teleportation array here was definitely the best choice because the greatest danger had already gathered here. The people in the other counties, those who deserved to die were already dead, and those who didn't die were probably already running away. Only Chong'an County was set up with a barrier, and the people in Chong'an County were all dead. So there was no need to go there, they just needed to release the teleportation array here. Sometimes, being selfish was the only way to survive. You can go against everything, but you can't go against your own life. I'll go with you. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and said, I'll go by myself. No. I want to go. Ling Ying was worried that something would happen to Lin Xian, and the possibility of something happening was very high. Miao Xiao Miao also said, we can all go. Sister Ling Ying is a dark and wind elementalist, and I'm a wind elementalist. Our safety is guaranteed. Wind elementalist. In front of a strong person, speed was nothing. You guys stay here and wait for me to come back. The more people that go, the easier it is to be exposed. Lin Xian said. Then let me go. I already told him to use thunder as a signal. Do you have thunder? Then I also want. Lin Xian scolded, if you continue to be stubborn, I'll really get angry. I? Then Lin Xian patted Ling Ying's shoulder and said, just trust me. With that, Lin Xian slipped out. Sister Ling Ying. Miao Xiao Miao looked worriedly at Lin Xian's back and asked Ling Ying. Trust him. Ling Ying let out a sigh. The good news now was that the signal was no longer blocked. Lin Xian's phone was still on him, and they could contact each other any time. At this time, Miao Xiao Miao's phone vibrated. She quickly took it out and saw that it was a message from Wang Ba. That's great. Everyone is fine. Ling Ying quickly said, quickly ask about the situation at the border. After a while, Miao Xiao Miao looked at Ling Ying and said, they went from Chong'an County to another county. That place has been destroyed. The communication on the other side has been restored, and half of the tens of thousands of people are dead. Not only us and Team 2 fell into the trap, but the other teams also fell into the trap. Half of them died. Ling Ying's face turned pale. This was an incomparably failed operation. D****. That Wang Jichao can't atone for his sins even if he dies 10,000 times. Ling Ying gritted her teeth. It was because Wang Jichao gave the information to the demonic beasts that this happened. Then, Miao Xiao Miao said, now, Wang Jichao is gathering the survivors. He will release the teleportation array and send them away. He doesn't care about this anymore. Uncle Ba said that he couldn't contact the commander. He probably threw away the equipment on purpose. This way, Wang Jichao will be credited. Without him, the remaining 20 to 30,000 people would still die. Good plan. Ling Ying gritted her teeth. Miao Xiao Miao said, but on the bright side, at least those people will be able to leave alive. There's nothing we can do about the dead. The most important thing left is the strong martial artists from the 3 major forces around us. If they are all killed, Tianhua City will be in real danger. Wait, since there are teleportation crystals over there, does Lin Xian still need to go over? Let me ask. Chapter 183. Soon, Miao Xiao Miao received a reply. We have teleportation crystals, but we don't have enough. I'm afraid we can only send 10,000 people away. The remaining 10,000 people will have to walk back or wait for reinforcements to pick them up. That's why we still need the teleportation crystal that Lin Xian went to find. Since it's in the hands of the commander-in-chief, it should be the one with the strongest energy. His mission is to send the people of the 3 major factions away. Even if they have enough teleportation crystals, they still have to go because the main battlefield is over 100 kilometers away from the border cities. It's too far. Ling Ying sighed. Miao Xiao Miao was worried about the wind mercenaries. Now, it was Lin Xian's turn. If they were more selfish, they could have just left after dealing with the Thunder Beast. No, they didn't even need to deal with the Thunder Beast. When they saw the Demon King rushing here, they could have gone to another city and left. After all, it was a distance of over 100 kilometers. They might not even die, but they chose to come here. It couldn't be said that it was Lin Xian's choice. In fact, it was their choice too. They knew that if the experts of the 3 major factions all died here, then Tianhua City would fall. The demonic beasts would organize an attack immediately, and the humans wouldn't be able to defend themselves. So they chose to take the risk and come here. That's right. Tianhua City was where they lived for so many years. They didn't want it to fall. This was also why they didn't try to stop Lin Xian. Perhaps it was because they had the same thoughts as Lin Xian. In fact, Lin Xian's original goal wasn't to save the people in the city, but to save the people of the 3 major factions. Weren't they equivalent to the firefighters or the People's Liberation Army on Earth? They were on the front lines of danger. Even if they wouldn't pay a huge price to save a person, it had to be said that every city relied on them to protect it. Every time the demonic beasts attacked a city, they would definitely be at the front lines. Perhaps it had been like this for generations. Perhaps it was because of this that their family members were gone. Lin Xian was touched by the person from before. In fact, Lin Xian felt that there was nothing wrong with being a hero at the front lines, right? On the contrary, he felt proud. Even in death, he would be proud. It was just that there were fetters, but he was unable to take that step. However, Lin Xian would definitely admire him. Lin Xian's figure dashed forward in the darkness. Of course, at the same time, he was mindful of the danger. He was lucky. Most likely, all the demonic beasts were focused on the main battlefield. None of the demonic beasts noticed Lin Xian's figure in the dark alleyway. 2 kilometers away, Lin Xian's jaw dropped when he saw the scene before him. Oh my God! What a terrifying battle between experts. This place was supposed to be a pedestrian street, but it was very prosperous and had many buildings. However, when Lin Xian arrived, he saw that the place had been destroyed. It was completely razed to the ground. All kinds of houses were destroyed. It was as if a missile had completely annihilated this place. However, Lin Xian knew that this was caused by the power released by those powerhouses. This was why the weak couldn't even get close to the strong. It was because a casual release of his aura could kill you to the point that you couldn't be more dead. All these tall buildings were razed to the ground. What more people? On the ground, the demonic beasts and humans' corpses were almost all incomplete. Their deaths were extremely tragic. Don't tell me they're almost all dead? Lin Xian was secretly speechless. There were definitely a lot of corpses here. Moreover, the surroundings were relatively quiet. In other words, the battle here seemed to be almost over. As for which side won, Lin Xian wasn't sure. Boom! A loud sound came from afar, accompanied by flames. Lin Xian felt as if the ground was shaking. He could also feel the battle in the surrounding areas. There shouldn't be many people left. Otherwise, the battle wouldn't be so sparse. In this battle, both the demonic beasts and humans suffered heavy losses. However, for the demonic beasts, it was definitely not a loss. Sizzle sizzle sizzle. Lin Xian released purple lightning all over his body. Then, he soared into the sky. In the dark night, the thunder in the sky was quite eye-catching. Then, Lin Xian hid at the side, because he was worried that he would attract the demonic beasts. A few seconds later, Lin Xian saw an extremely terrifying energy erupt from the horizon. It was also lightning, and it was much stronger than his. It looked like a big move, and the sky seemed to be entangled by lightning. Lin Xian felt that the difference between his thunder and that thunder was at least tens of thousands of times, right? Then, Lin Xian felt an aura rushing towards him. In a few seconds, it was already close to him. Boom! A bolt of lightning shot into the ground not far from Lin Xian. The ground trembled. A huge hole appeared and dust flew up. Then, a figure rushed out from the dust. Then, he hurriedly looked for something. When Lin Xian saw him, he immediately recognized him. This was Qin Feng. Although there was blood on his body and he was in a sorry state, he could still recognize his clothes. Then, Lin Xian walked out. When Qin Feng saw Lin Xian, he quickly rushed in front of him and took out a transparent crystal. There's no time. This is a spatial teleportation crystal. Find a place and pour your spiritual energy into it for more than 2 minutes. Then, it will open and set up a teleportation array. Then, it will send people directly to Tianhua City. Lin Xian took the crystal. This was why they couldn't open it when they were fighting. 2 minutes of spiritual energy. In this kind of battlefield, even a few seconds was a luxury. How could it be 2 minutes? After all, such a powerful crystal indeed needed time to release its power. Then what about you? Qin Feng sighed and said, "We've suffered heavy losses here. Almost everyone has fallen. There's an extremely strong demon beast in front that I've temporarily trapped. However, I have to stop it. Otherwise, everyone will die. Everyone's lives are in your hands. I'll release it near the main battlefield and let the people from the 3 major powers enter. There are already people from other places that have organized to bring them back. After all, almost all the strong demon beasts have been attracted here. They should be safe for now. Yes, and the demon beasts won't dare to enter. Otherwise, they'll enter Tianhua City and die." Qin Feng nodded and said, "The failure of this mission had a huge price to pay. However, it also gave them a wake-up call." "Then, can you come back?" Lin Xian asked. Qin Feng said, "If there's a chance, I can go over. However, before that, I have to hold off that demon beast. Don't worry about me. Bring everyone away. Also, the first thing you do when you return is immediately report to the 3 major powers. Tell them to immediately gather experts from all the major cities to guard Tianhua City." "Okay." Then, Lin Xian was about to go back. "Wait, what's your name?" Qin Feng asked. "Lin Xian." After saying that, Lin Xian sped away into the night. Lin Xian. Qin Feng's eyes flashed and he returned to the previous battlefield. Chapter 184. Lin Xian made it back to the supermarket safely. They were still there. The battle was still ongoing. However, after a quick glance, he estimated that there were less than 3,000 people left. If this dragged on any longer, a few hundred of them would die in just a minute. How was it? Seeing that Lin Xian had returned safely, Ling Ying heaved a sigh of relief. Lin Xian took out a crystal and said, "I need 2 minutes of spiritual energy infusion. Find a safe place and I'll inform them." Lin Xian wanted to leave the dangerous things to himself. Although his strength was not as high as Ling Ying's, he would not allow his woman to do dangerous things. I'll go with you. I'll let Xiao Miao inject spiritual energy. No, you have to protect her. Go to the back of the supermarket, it should be safer there. It's also very close to the battlefield. I'm going. After saying that, Lin Xian rushed out. Ling Ying and Xiao Miao did not dare delay and quickly went to the back of the supermarket to activate the teleportation circle. Bang! Lin Xian's figure dashed around the battlefield. As long as the demon beasts were not too strong, Lin Xian had no problem running away. His goal was not to kill the demon beasts. The main reason was that their headphones were broken. When they were turned on, they were blocked and then directly disrupted. Otherwise, they would have been able to run away with just a notification. The only good one was because there was no battery installed and it was not turned on. Everyone, activate the teleportation circle behind the supermarket in 2 minutes. Commander Qin Feng has ordered us to retreat through the teleportation circle. Lin Xian shouted as he dashed through the battlefield. Bang! A bolt of lightning struck Lin Xian and his figure flew out, landing heavily on the ground. Fuck! Lin Xian gritted his teeth and stood up. Lightning flash! Boom boom boom! His hands continued to condense lightning flashes, one after another like a human turret. The demon beast was blasted to death. After that, Lin Xian continued to dash around the battlefield, shouting this sentence. The first reaction of everyone who was fighting was not to retreat to the back of the supermarket. Instead, they immediately stopped fighting and switched from fighting to dodging the attacks of the demonic beasts. They cooperated with Lin Xian to pass this message to the other battlefields. Because they heard that the teleportation circle would activate in 2 minutes. If they went over now, wouldn't they be moving the battlefield over there? They had to wait for the teleportation circle to fully activate before they could go over. These 2 minutes were very long because they had to constantly dodge the attacks of the demon beasts. Most of them were stronger than Lin Xian. Fortunately, he could continuously exchange agility, which allowed him to double his speed. This allowed him to be slightly safer in this kind of battlefield. Meow. Meow. The one who spoke was a beautiful little loli. Her big eyes scanned the surroundings and then she waved her hand. A building that was tens of meters tall fell, falling right in the middle of the battlefield. If it fell, many of them would die. However, the other tall woman raised her hand slightly, and the building rose up again and fell to the other side. Then she said in an emotionless voice, "If they can leave, it means that they are not dead yet. There is no need to force them to die. But, if that's the case, it will take a lot of effort to attack Tianhua City." "I don't want to," the little loli said with a look of dissatisfaction. "Remember, our mission is to let the demon beasts be kings, not to kill. You have been brainwashed by them all these years." The lady looked at the little loli and said softly, "Oh, I don't care. Even if they don't die, that person must die." The little loli pointed at Lin Xian, who was running in the middle of the battlefield. After speaking, she casually slapped her palm over. All of a sudden, Lin Xian and the others felt an overwhelming force coming at them. The area of effect was probably no less than a few hundred meters. All the buildings around them were destroyed. They would probably be crushed to death by this force in the next second. At this moment, the force disappeared. This made Lin Xian dumbfounded. "Meow, what are you doing?" The little loli unwillingly stomped her feet. "You must leave the 10,000 Demon Alliance." The lady frowned and was even a little angry. "No," the little loli said in a clear voice. "Then I can only put you in confinement." After speaking, her slender fingers flicked slightly. A wormhole appeared in the air and the little loli was sucked in. Then, she looked at Lin Xian in the crowd and muttered, "This person must die. Otherwise, the 10,000 Demon Alliance will not be able to answer." The 10,000 Demon Alliance was the strongest force of the demon race. All the members there were demon beasts in human form. They were like the 3 major forces of the human race. Every operation was organized by the upper echelons of the 10,000 Demon Alliance. They were the strongest existences of the demon race. Of course, except for some neutral demon beasts. Shwa, at the back of the supermarket, a blue light shot into the sky. Everyone noticed this and rushed over. The demon beasts chased after them. They rushed over and fought back. Then, they blocked the supermarket in an orderly manner and let the people behind go first. Lin Xian also rushed over. Whoosh! At this moment, Qin Feng's figure rushed over. A terrifying force was released. All the demon beasts in his line of sight were instantly turned into ashes by the lightning. Quick! Everyone enter the teleportation array. Qin Feng was protecting them. Lin Xian rushed over and looked at Miao Xiao Miao and Ling Ying and said, "Quickly go in. They would be safe once they stepped in." As for the rest of the Gale mercenaries, they should have used another teleportation array or been sent away by other means. In short, they were safe for now. Ling Ying and Miao Xiao Miao did not suspect anything and quickly walked in. They thought that Lin Xian would follow closely behind. Lin Xian secretly stuffed the phone and the note into Ling Ying's windbreaker pocket. After seeing them leave, Lin Xian immediately rushed in another direction. Some people saw it, but no one noticed. They rushed into the teleportation array and left this nightmare land. Qin Feng wiped the blood and frowned as he looked into the distance. He seemed to have sensed a figure rushing in that direction. However, after he sent these people back, he needed to go to the various cities to check on the situation there. The demon beasts here had been dealt with for now. The strongest law realm and domain realm cultivators had died. He was the only one left. The others had all died in battle. However, the demon beasts' losses were also great. However, humans could not compare their losses to the demon beasts. Lin Xian sent a message to Ling Ying as he ran. He was worried that Ling Ying would do something stupid if he did not see him return. As for the reason, he had already made it up. He would say that he followed Qin Feng to protect everyone. This way, she would feel more at ease. Chapter 185. Previously, the signal was blocked, so Lin Xian did not reply to Linya in time. She was really anxious, but Lin Xian had now replied to her. Lin Xian also heaved a sigh of relief. The reason why he wanted to leave alone was because of the illusory space heavenly crystal. On the way here, Lin Xian learned about the illusory space heavenly crystal from them. It was a kind of spatial spiritual treasure that was born from heaven and earth. It contained a great amount of spatial power. This was completely different from the spatial crystals that were created. This definitely met the standards of absorption. Normally, seeing a fist-sized piece was already heaven-defying, and such a large piece was unheard of. It was a pity that he couldn't take it away. Because it was a spatial attribute, Lin Xian wanted to take the risk. Space was one of the two strongest attributes, and the illusory space heavenly crystal was a rare spatial attribute spiritual treasure. It was probably because the 10,000 Demon Alliance couldn't help but take out such a large illusory space heavenly crystal to let the Thunder Demonic Beast block the power of space. But this was also an opportunity. Lin Xian might not be able to take it away, but it didn't matter. Because Lin Xian only cared about the spatial attribute power of the illusory space heavenly crystal. Logically speaking, such a large and rare illusory space heavenly crystal should be enough for him to activate the spatial attribute, right? If he missed this opportunity, there wouldn't be another one. So Lin Xian had to go. If it was only a fire attribute or some other attribute spiritual treasure, Lin Xian could give it up, but he couldn't give up on a spatial attribute. He might never meet it again in the future. So he couldn't miss this opportunity. Moreover, Lin Xian only dared to go because he had a certain amount of confidence. First, most of the powerful demonic beasts in Linfeng City were actually dead. The 10,000 Demon Alliance had also suffered a great loss this time. Moreover, they had miscalculated and didn't include Lin Xian. Otherwise, everyone would still be dead. However, Lin Xian had indeed turned the situation around and let them go back. Second, there were fewer powerful demonic beasts. If Lin Xian was fast enough, he might be able to leave with Wang Jichao's team. In fact, the 10,000 Demon Alliance didn't miscalculate this time. They had sent an extremely strong existence, that little lowly. As long as she made a move, the strongest Qin Feng would be instantly killed. Once Qin Feng's death, the others wouldn't be able to kill many demonic beasts. However, the 1,000 Demon Alliance didn't expect that little lowly would be stopped by her sister. But no one knew this. The lady in the observation tower watched Qin Feng and the others leave. Then, her beautiful eyes swept over to Lin Xian. This made her extremely curious. Why didn't he left? Logically speaking, this was a completely abnormal move. She had originally wanted to grab Lin Xian from the void so that he wouldn't be able to escape. However, after seeing his abnormal behavior, she became curious and wanted to see what he was trying to do. In her eyes, Lin Xian was a dead man. Because of Lin Xian, the humans should have been completely annihilated, but in the end, only half of them were lost. Moreover, the strongest was still alive, and half of the 3 major forces ran away. This was equivalent to the 10,000 Demon Alliance's mission failing. She could stop it. No matter how strong Qin Feng was, he would still die with a casual strike. However, she was actually neutral but not completely neutral. In short, she didn't want to kill everyone. Therefore, she didn't stop it. Instead, she stopped her sister from killing. However, Lin Xian was a dead man. Only by killing him could she explain to the 10,000 Demon Alliance and her sister. She only needed to say that it was unexpected. However, if he was killed, even if the 10,000 Demon Alliance had objections, they could only compromise. To her, killing Lin Xian was just a matter of moving her finger. However, she wanted to see what Lin Xian wanted to do. Whoosh! Lin Xian drove the car from before towards the direction of the illusory space heavenly crystal. He only hoped that the illusory space heavenly crystal was still there. The chances of it being there were quite high, because the powerful demon kings were all dead, so no one would take the illusory space heavenly crystal. The reason why they dared to leave the illusory space heavenly crystal there was actually because they didn't think that someone would come over and find it. Of course, this illusory space heavenly crystal was brought here by the little lowly. Of course, she couldn't take it away because it was locked away. Lin Xian didn't discover a super strong expert following him. If he could discover it, then Lin Xian would also be a super strong expert. Because there weren't many demonic beasts left, some of them weren't too strong, and the strongest was only at the arcane body realm. For Lin Xian, who was currently at the 6 stars arcane body realm, even if he encountered a 10 stars arcane body realm demonic beast, it wouldn't be impossible for him to fight. Lin Xian drove the car and sped along the wide road. It was less than 10 kilometers away, so driving was extremely fast. 10 minutes later, Lin Xian drifted and stopped. In the darkness, he still saw that ray of light. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. This proved that the illusory space heavenly crystal was still there. After Lin Xian got out of the car, he quickly ran over. At such a close distance, Lin Xian could clearly feel the power of space, but it didn't leak out. When the distance was very, very close, Lin Xian actually had an impulse to not dare to move forward. That's right, he didn't dare to reach out his hand. This illusory space heavenly crystal made Lin Xian feel that it was filled with all kinds of spatial laws. It could be spatial compression, spatial explosion, and so on. If his hand were to reach in and be directly compressed, wouldn't that be terrible? According to common sense, when encountering some heaven and earth spirit treasures, directly touching them was generally the most foolish action. Perhaps you would already be killed by the power released by the heaven and earth spirit treasure before you could obtain it. But, if he didn't touch it, Lin Xian felt it for a moment, but he was unable to absorb the power of this illusory space heavenly crystal. If he couldn't absorb it, he wouldn't be able to unlock the spatial attribute. Therefore, he had to try. Above the void, the woman saw Lin Xian. So it's for the illusory space heavenly crystal. The woman was expressionless. Those who are blinded by benefits deserve to die, she muttered, as if she had found a reason for herself. She originally wanted to directly crush the void and kill Lin Xian, but she was afraid of damaging the illusory space heavenly crystal. Then, She landed on the ground. Suddenly, he felt an aura appear beside him. Lin Xian's body paused, and the dragon rain sword instantly appeared in his hand. Even though he turned around, he saw a fairy in a white dress. This woman didn't release any aura, but she gave Lin Xian an unfathomable feeling. Too mysterious. However, even though he had seen so many top-grade beauties, Lin Xian was still incomparably shocked when he saw her. She was tall and slender, with incomparably fair skin. Her beautiful hair was simply tied up, and she wore a pure white fairy dress. Her eyes were especially mesmerizing, as if you stared at her eyes for a few seconds, you would be forever trapped in her deep pupils. Although she was wearing a veil, Lin Xian felt that this should be an extremely beautiful fairy. Most importantly, her aura was as cold as a mountain, so noble that it made one want to submit to her unconsciously. That's right, too noble. It was not an exaggeration to say that she was a fairy. This kind of aura was something that Lin Xian couldn't feel from Linya. It was as if it could only be manifested when a person reached a certain special state. Ding! Congratulations to host for triggering the mission. Tease a mysterious woman. Mission time limit: 3 days. Mission punishment: level dropped by 2 levels. Mission reward: space speed increase by 10%. Current mission progress: 0%. Lin Xian. Chapter 186. Really? Lin Xian wanted to kill this system. Why don't you take a look at the time of triggering the mission? This woman clearly didn't come with good intentions, okay? And, if you want to trigger it, so be it. Can you not have a mission penalty? And the mission time limit is 3 days. What is this for? Is this forcing me to drop a level? Damn it. Also, what the hell is this 10% increase in the mission reward space? I don't understand at all. Lin Xian released his Eye of Cave Spirit on her. Level? Attributes? 4 attributes? Lin Xian. Damn it. The woman stared at Lin Xian, then slowly reached out her slender hand and flicked her index finger. Lin Xian reacted quickly and moved 10 meters to the side with instant shadow. Then, he opened his mouth wide. Boom, the woman flicked her index finger lightly, and a force like a knife that could split heaven and earth rushed toward Lin Xian's previous position. All the buildings in its path were instantly turned into ashes. When he looked back, he didn't know how far the force had flown. It was at least 1,000 meters. The line of buildings that were 1,000 meters wide were destroyed. Damn it! With just a finger, a building dozens of meters wide was turned into ruins. Is this a god? Is she a human or a demon? If she's a demon, damn it. Such a person can destroy an entire city with a wave of her hand, right? Damn it. This was a true expert, wasn't it? What level is she at? Domain realm cultivators can't do it. At least heavenly venerable realm cultivators. That's around level 70 to 80. Lin Xian didn't know if such an existence existed in the human race. There should be. Otherwise, the human race would have been extinct long ago. And she wanted to kill him. She wanted to kill him. In such a place, she shouldn't be a human, right? Oh. Seeing Lin Xian release the power of teleportation, her eyes lit up. Then, she flicked her finger at Lin Xian again. Whoosh! Lin Xian dodged the attack once again, and another kilometer-wide area of several tens of meters was destroyed. Big sister, what have I done to you? I'm so weak, is it worth it for you to attack me? Lin Xian was helpless. He was even in despair. What was going on? How could an existence of such a level suddenly appear? The woman didn't say anything. She stretched out her hand again. You're so strong, yet you want to kill such a weak martial artist. Aren't you ashamed? Boom! Another terrifying power was released. Fortunately, Lin Xian had Blink Shadow, or else he would have been dead. Now, Lin Xian was filled with regret. Why didn't they leave together? The main reason was that he would never have imagined that he would encounter such an existence. Oh right. Wheel of Fortune. Lin Xian glanced at her. She didn't seem to be in a hurry. She was just moving her fingers to kill him. That meant that Lin Xian could live for a few seconds, or even a few seconds. Ding! You have successfully extracted the True Flame Exploding Bullet. I want your King True Flame Exploding Bullet. This True Flame Exploding Bullet could only kill a mysterious Heaven Realm martial artist. This level was not even enough to scratch an itch. He needed something like the God of War's will to survive. Are you sure you want to use 2 million scum points to draw the lottery? Yes. Lin Xian dodged while drawing the lottery in his mind. The lottery cost had increased from 1 million to 2 million, but it didn't matter. Survival was more important. Ding! You have successfully extracted the inflatable doll. Lin Xian. The F*CK. The woman was stunned. Suddenly, she saw a doll fall out from Lin Xian's side. She didn't know what it was and even thought it was a spiritual weapon. Then, with a light flick, the doll exploded. Lin Xian. Ding! You have successfully extracted the yellow grade skill, Extreme Thunder. Ding! You have successfully extracted the Secret Promise of Heart. Ding! You have successfully extracted the Obedient Spray, Powder. Ding! You have 5 chances to draw the lottery today. You have used up all your chances. Lin Xian. Lin Xian was about to go crazy. What was this? The key was that after spending 2 million, you could still draw a yellow grade skill. What the hell was this? What was the other thing about the Secret Promise of Heart? The woman was slightly stunned when she saw Lin Xian's hand move inexplicably like magic, but she couldn't be bothered to waste time. In the next moment, Lin Xian felt the surrounding space being compressed. It was too late. No. He couldn't die. He couldn't die. Whoosh! In the next second, Lin Xian rushed to the illusory sky crystal beside him. Fight to the death. Lin Xian jumped directly to the illusory sky crystal. Then, he actually disappeared in front of the illusory sky crystal. To be precise, it was as if he had entered the space of the illusory sky crystal. The woman frowned slightly. The illusory sky crystal had extremely strong spatial power. Who knew what kind of spatial power you would encounter when you touched it? Compression, explosion, strangulation, separation, no matter which one it was, it could instantly take a person's life. And there was only one possibility for Lin Xian to disappear here. He had coincidentally entered the space of the illusory sky crystal. This was the only possibility that wouldn't instantly take his life. This was precisely spatial teleportation. It would only teleport him to the interior of the illusory sky crystal. Entering the space of the illusory sky crystal, he will definitely die. It doesn't matter if he dies. Then, she stretched out her hand and the illusory sky crystal disappeared on the spot. Lin Xian opened his eyes. He felt that he was constantly falling. F*CK. He suddenly realized that he seemed to have entered a blank universe. His surroundings were pitch black, so black that there was not a single bit of light. He seemed to be in a boundless universe without any light. He probably wouldn't be able to stop for the rest of his life. This can't be the internal space of the illusory sky crystal, right? Lin Xian opened his mouth and tried his best to stabilize his body in the air. Damn! It seemed like he wouldn't be able to live even if he escaped from the devil's claws. This way, he would only die a little later. Tianhua City. Ling Ying and Miao Xiao Miao walked on the streets in a daze. Big Sister Ling Ying, do you think Lin Xian really went to save people with Chief Commander Qin Feng? Miao Xiao Miao bit her lips. They both hated themselves for not letting Lin Xian enter the teleportation array first. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened. They also didn't think that Lin Xian wouldn't come back. Lin Xian told them that he followed Qin Feng to save people, but why did they feel that something was wrong? Ling Ying nodded and gently rubbed her hair, saying, "Since Lin Xian said so, then it must be so. Don't worry, most of the powerful demonic beasts over there are dead. With Chief Commander Qin Feng, Lin Xian should be fine. Go back and rest." Oh, then, Then Lin Xian came back. Big sister Ling Ying, remember to tell me. Okay. Then, they separated. How could Ling Ying not understand Lin Xian? Going to save people with Qin Feng? No, she didn't think so. There must be another reason. He had thought of it long ago. He also deliberately let them enter the teleportation array first. But what could she do? She didn't want her boyfriend to die right after they started dating. She hurriedly made a call, but it said that he wasn't in the service area. That's not right. Without signal blocking, they could even get through in Linfeng City. It was fine even if the phone was turned off, but how could he not be in the service area? Chapter 187. Ling Ying bit her lip. No. She had to go and take a look. She had to go and take a look even if she was going to save the people in Linfeng City who didn't have teleportation crystals. Ling Ying found the team that was going to save the people and followed them. Linya called her to ask about Lin Xian's situation. Ling Ying lied to Linya and told her that he was fine. Bastard. You're crazy. Why do you have to make people worry? Ling Ying gritted her teeth. Lin Xian did make them worry, but it was something that Lin Xian had to do. As for Miao Xiao Miao, she wasn't an ordinary girl. She naturally guessed that Lin Xian wouldn't be here just to save someone. Grandpa. Xiao Miao. Miao Zhenghao hugged Miao Xiao Miao. He already knew about this from the Bounty Hunter Guild. Seeing that his granddaughter was fine, he burst into tears. Grandpa, Xiao Miao is fine. But Lin Xian might be in trouble. Grandpa, you have to find someone to save Lin Xian. Lin Xian? Tell me what happened. Miao Xiao Miao explained. What if Lin Xian was really there to save people? Wouldn't it be a waste? Even so, it's still dangerous. Miao Xiao Miao said anxiously. That's true. After all, that's the territory of the beasts. You rest at home. Grandpa will find someone to contact Commander Qin Feng. 5 minutes later, Miao Zhenghao came out. Grandpa, what's the situation? Miao Zhenghao ruffled Miao Xiao Miao's hair and said, It's okay, don't worry. He's following Commander Qin Feng. You should rest well. You're injured and need to recuperate. Miao Xiao Miao sighed in relief. Then she said, I don't want to rest. I want to wait for Lin Xian to come back. Okay. Grandpa will go back to work. With that, Miao Zhenghao walked away. As he walked away, he frowned. Of course, the news he received was that Lin Xian wasn't with Qin Feng. That meant there was danger. But he didn't dare to let Miao Xiao Miao worry or put herself in danger, so he could only keep it a secret. Then, he went to find people to follow the reinforcements to search for Lin Xian. Miao Xiao Miao was very happy at first. Then, she took out her phone and saw that Lin Xian was offline. Did his phone run out of battery? Since I'm following Commander Qin Feng, there shouldn't be any problems. The demonic beasts have been taken care of for the time being, so calling him should be fine, right? And he's definitely on silent mode. Then, Miao Xiao Miao made a call, and the prompt was, he was not in the service area. This time, Miao Xiao Miao could no longer remain calm. No. Her grandfather lied to her. Miao Xiao Miao rushed out. An hour later, Lin Xian opened his eyes again. He was still falling. Fortunately, there was air here. Otherwise, he would have died. What should we do? What should we do now? Lin Xian really didn't know what to do. He guessed that he was in the internal space of the illusory space heaven crystal, but how could he get out? If I absorb the spatial energy here, I can make this place disappear. I should be able to get out, and I can also activate the spatial attribute. But how do I absorb it? Lin Xian knew that although this place looked big, it was like he was repeating a cycle. In other words, there might only be a space of 10 meters, but after falling 10 meters, he would start from the beginning again. This endless cycle would give people the illusion that he was constantly falling. Because no matter how awesome something was, it was impossible for it to have an infinite space. But how could he absorb it? Lin Xian didn't know. He couldn't do it. This was different from normal situations. Even if he knew, what could he do? What could he do? Hey, cheating system, can you give me a way? Lin Xian sighed. Please respect me. Thank you. That cute and sweet female voice sounded. Respect your ass. Don't you like to threaten me and bombard me with heavenly lightning? Go ahead and bombard me. I'm going to die anyway. Give me a quick death. Idiot. Lin Xian. F***ck. This system actually called him an idiot. Who could stand this? Sigh. I wonder what little fairy will do if she knows about my death. Lin Xian sighed. He really couldn't bear to do it, and he was also afraid that Linya would be sad. But if he was given another chance, he would still make the same choice without knowing the outcome. Many strong people were really born in extreme environments. But if they didn't do it well, they might die. He realized that he seemed to be the latter. He was going to die. And Ling Ying. F***ck. He hadn't had enough sex with this girl, and he was going to die. There were still a few girls he hadn't had sex with. Just thinking about it was tiring. I wonder if I can return to Earth after dying? Lin Xian was already thinking about this. Idiot. Lin Xian. F***ck. You. Once is enough for you to scold me, twice? F***ck Lin Yong. Lin Xian couldn't help but roar. According to the system's detection, the host can use the power of the rainbow sacred scale to forcefully absorb it. That voice came over. Rainbow sacred scale? Lin Xian suddenly remembered. Wasn't this the rainbow sacred scale that gave him all attributes? He thought of absorbing it himself, but he seemed to have forgotten that the people here relied on the system to cultivate. But, I've used the system to choose to absorb it, but it said that I'm not qualified. Lin Xian said. Host, please choose the rainbow sacred scale. Using the scumbag system to borrow the power of the rainbow sacred scale to assist in absorbing the space energy here? I haven't tried it before, but I can give it a try. Lin Xian then closed his eyes. But if you don't absorb it completely, you still can't leave. And if your body can't withstand it, you will explode and die. Lin Xian nodded slightly. Ding. Do you choose to absorb the space energy? Lin Xian opened his eyes, and they shone brightly. It's really possible. Normally, the system wouldn't be able to absorb it, but it could be done through the rainbow sacred scale. Under normal circumstances, only Lin Xian could do it. Because one must have the rainbow sacred scale, otherwise, it would be useless. But he had it. His life wasn't meant to end. Lin Xian wanted to cry. His life really wasn't meant to end. Absorb. Lin Xian then chose to absorb it without hesitation. Immediately after, he felt the dense space energy condensing into his body. Space compression. Lin Xian felt the pressure. Space explosion, space tear. At this moment, in a fragrant room, the woman changed into pajamas and was about to take a bath with a towel. Then, she saw the strange state of the illusory sky crystal at the side. Not dead yet. The woman glanced at it and didn't think much before walking into the bathroom. As time passed, Lin Xian felt extremely uncomfortable. It was as if he couldn't hold on any longer, but he still kept eating and drinking. His body couldn't take it anymore. Chapter 188. According to the system, he could only leave this place after absorbing all the spatial energy. Wouldn't absorbing all the energy here be the same as absorbing all the energy in that huge illusory sky crystal? Could he really absorb all of it? Lin Xian felt that he couldn't. If he didn't absorb all of it, he wouldn't be able to leave. Otherwise, his body wouldn't be able to take it and he would explode. But thinking about it, wouldn't it feel good to explode and die? People would die in an instant and wouldn't feel any pain. Why am I starting to think about how to die a quick death? Die my ass. I can't die. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed and he clenched his fists tightly. Ugh! Lin Xian roared and absorbed the power of space with all his might. Time passed by slowly. I can't take it anymore. I really can't take it anymore. I'm going to explode. System lady, can you help me check how much spatial energy I have left? Checking. Please wait a moment. Ding, remaining spatial energy 61%. Lin Xian. Die. He was about to explode and he hadn't even absorbed half of it. Wouldn't he die? Even the rainbow sacred scales weren't enough. Ding, space attribute has accumulated 90%. Lin Xian. At this moment, the system's voice sounded again. This didn't mean that Lin Xian was only left with 10%. It meant that, if he absorbed another 10%, he would activate the space attribute. Lin Xian was filled with fighting spirit again. Ugh. Ding, space attribute has accumulated 91%. 92%. 93%. Ding. Energy has accumulated 98%. Bang, Lin Xian even seemed to hear a cracking sound. Then, he took a look and saw that the blood vessels in his arms seemed to have burst. His body was cracking. Ah! Lin Xian couldn't give up. There was only this last 2% left. In an instant, Lin Xian was covered in blood. Ding, energy accumulation is complete. Space attribute is permanently activated. Ding, your vitality plus 30. When Lin Xian heard this sound, all the energy in his body was drained and he stopped absorbing. As he fell, he panted heavily. If it wasn't for his strong willpower, he probably wouldn't have been able to hold on until here, or he might have fainted already. It was probably because his physique had experienced a huge injury, which was equivalent to body tempering. Therefore, his physique was now able to withstand more damage. 30 points of vitality wasn't a small amount. After a few minutes, Lin Xian finally regained some strength and slowly raised his right hand. Spatial blast. Lin Xian. What the hell? Was this the space blast? Lin Xian looked at the area in front of him. It was a very, very small area, perhaps the size of a person. There was indeed a spatial explosion inside, but it was like a 50-cent box of exploding whips. He felt that it could at most blow up ordinary people. The kind that wouldn't die from the explosion. Space jump. It moved. It was a 2-meter space jump. Lin Xian. What the hell? This was the spatial attribute. What the hell? Lin Xian's body was in so much pain that he felt like he was about to lose all his blood. However, it couldn't compare to the desolation he felt in his heart. Shouldn't it be very awesome? Why was it so lousy? Sister Missy, help me check if the spatial attribute I've awakened is fake. Lin Xian asked in surprise. Checking, please wait. Checking complete. The host's spatial attribute awakened range is 1/3000. Lin Xian. No wonder. In other words, Lin Xian could only release January 3000 of the spatial energy he could release as an arcane body 6 stars cultivator. No wonder it was so weak. How do I improve it? Cultivate, familiarize, grasp, and comprehend. Lin Xian. Space and time were indeed the two most difficult attributes. As for the other attributes, you were born with them, so you basically knew how to use them. For example, lightning could be released as soon as you obtained it. Of course, you also needed to familiarize yourself with it. However, space was more difficult. In other words, he had to slowly improve it. Then, the Sister Missy's voice sounded, or you can also improve your comprehension of space by absorbing large amounts of spatial energy. Absorb. Right. Isn't this place full of spatial attributes? My body has just reached its limit, but since I've unlocked the spatial attribute, it's as good as empty again. Lin Xian felt extremely comfortable now. After recovering from the feeling of being on the verge of exploding, he felt extremely good. Then, Lin Xian began to absorb the spatial attribute again. After unlocking the spatial attribute, Lin Xian seemed to be able to absorb even more. After absorbing 90% of the spatial energy, he didn't feel too uncomfortable anymore. This time, he was absorbing so that he could grasp more spatial energy and leave this place. Fortunately, he could unlock the spatial attribute. Otherwise, He would definitely die here. There's still the last 1%. This last 1%, Lin Xian would no longer descend. Instead, he stood above the void that he could see. Because there was no more space. I should be able to leave this place after absorbing the spatial energy. The key is that I don't know what's going on outside. Lin Xian remembered that he came here because of that extremely powerful woman. The illusory sky crystal was definitely in her hands. If he met her again, he would still die. But he had spatial energy now. After absorbing so much, he only controlled 1%. From the previous January 3000 th to 1/100th, it was actually a huge increase. But the effect of 1%, Lin Xian used all the spiritual energy in his body to complete a spatial jump. 100 meters. About 100 meters, using all the spiritual energy in his body. It was too difficult. This spatial energy was indeed powerful, but if he wanted to maximize its effect, his control over it must be very high. He estimated that the first time he used it, 40 people, 1,000 meters, and a 1-star arcane body realm, he should be able to achieve more than 50% of the effect, right? But as long as he was given time, he would be able to improve it. After recovering his spiritual energy on the spot, Lin Xian used his only wood attribute energy to heal his injuries. After thinking for a while, he also used his only water attribute energy to bathe himself. That was too extravagant. Because to be honest, the water attribute energy might not be too effective. Lin Xian might not need it in the future, so it was fine to waste it. Otherwise, with his clothes soaked in blood, if he walked in the demonic beast territory, how many demonic beasts would be attracted by the smell of blood? Even if he escaped from the demoness claws, he would probably be killed by the demonic beasts. Then, Lin Xian took a deep breath and absorbed the last 1%. At this moment, in the room outside, the beautiful woman had just finished bathing. She was wearing pajamas and drying her hair as she walked out. At first, she didn't notice it, but suddenly, her beautiful eyes looked at the illusory sky crystal in the corner. Why did the illusory sky crystal lose its luster? Its power was gone. Plop. A figure flew out and rolled a few times on the ground. F***CK. It hurts. Woman. Chapter 189. Lin Xian rubbed his head and sucked in a breath of cold air. What the F***CK? It was as if he had been shot by a cannonball. He flew out head first and was about to be knocked silly. Then, he shook his head and opened his eyes. F***CK. Lin Xian and the woman stared at each other. The woman froze in the middle of drying her hair. She was clearly stunned as well. Gulp. The surroundings were terrifyingly quiet. Even the sound of Lin Xian swallowing his saliva could be heard. That was the girl. Previously, Lin Xian couldn't see clearly because of the veil, but now, especially for a noble and cold girl like her, wearing pajamas with wet hair, she was even more mesmerizing. More importantly, her appearance, Ling Ying and Linya were already heaven-defying beauties, but she was so beautiful that Lin Xian couldn't breathe. It was as if this wasn't an appearance that a human could have. To be honest, she wasn't much better than Ling Ying and the rest. Beauties all had their own characteristics and merits, especially great beauties. Actually, it was hard to tell who was prettier, but Lin Xian felt that she was indescribably beautiful. Maybe it was because of her noble aura. Or maybe only a demon could transform into such beauty. In the next second, without hesitation, Lin Xian released the space attribute. His figure appeared 100 meters away and sped away. What the F***CK? I've hit the nail on the head. Lecher. The girl's face was sullen. Her right hand grabbed at the air, and then Lin Xian fell from the sky and landed on the floor of her room. Lin Xian. Who could withstand this? He couldn't run at all, okay? He was being toyed with like a cat catching a mouse. Die. Don't. Kill me and dirty your room. Lin Xian looked at the energy she was gathering and hurriedly said, Am I going to die? Sigh, I really can't accept this. I'm still going to die in the end. However, As someone who had already died once, Lin Xian was able to accept the fact that he was still alive. Death wasn't frightening. What was frightening was the fetters in one's heart. What about Linya? What about Ling Ying? The woman glanced at the illusory sky heavenly crystal that no longer had any spiritual energy left. He had actually completely absorbed the spatial energy of the illusory spatial heavenly crystal. What he released just now was also the power of space. She was very sure, because what she controlled was space. In terms of spatial power, she didn't lose to anyone on planet Aqua Blue. Because this was her, the Void Fox. The strongest spatial heavenly beast, the pinnacle of bloodline, pinnacle of strength, pinnacle of spatial purity. The Void Fox was a top-notch demonic beast bloodline. Furthermore, it was a top-notch demonic beast. They were existences at the level of dragons, phoenixes, and Qilins. In a sense, he was even stronger. Because what she controlled was space, she would definitely be able to suppress her opponent at the same cultivation level. There were only 2 Void Foxes on the entire continent, her and her younger sister. Therefore, it was only right for her to be respected. When the woman heard Lin Xian's words, she paused for a moment, wondering if killing him would dirty her room. How did you absorb such a huge amount of energy from the illusory sky heavenly crystal? She asked, but her tone was filled with unquestionable arrogance. I absorbed it just like that. Lin Xian was stalling for time. He was looking for a way to escape. However, there were no more chances left for the lottery wheel. He had used it 5 times after midnight. Spatial energy was useless, so he seemed to be about to die. F***ck. It wasn't easy for him to escape and awaken the spatial attribute. He originally thought that the peak of his life was just around the corner, but his luck was really too bad. He really bumped into her. Lin Xian said with a long face, "Big sister, I'm just a hooligan with low strength. Can you just pretend that you didn't see me and let me go?" "No. You must die." "Why?" Although humans and demonic beasts can't coexist, there are also examples of coexistence. For the time being, we don't need to coexist. We just need to let him live. Sob, sob, sob. Of course, Lin Xian knew that there were very few chances, so when he was talking, his system was scanning for the obedient spray that he had drawn earlier. Obedient spray, grade, unable to determine. One-time use item. Ignores level and realm. Spray a unit, making it obey the user's orders. Takes effect immediately. Duration and effect vary from person to person. Unable to determine. Lin Xian. This was the obedient spray. It didn't have any attack power, but it surprised Lin Xian. This was even a spirit artifact that ignored level. In other words, even if the other party was at the heavenly venerable realm, they would have to obey this spray. The full name of this obedient spray was Obedient Spray, Powder. He didn't understand what the powder in the back meant. Were there many other types? But didn't this mean that he survived? Lin Xian was about to faint. If he had known, he would have checked the effects of the obedient spray. It wouldn't have ended up like this. The items in this lottery wheel were really heaven-defying. Lin Xian was convinced. However, if there was something that could save his life, he had to hit it with one hit. Otherwise, he would still die. Since you don't want to talk, then die. After saying that, the woman stretched out her hand slightly toward Lin Xian. Lin Xian suddenly pointed behind her. Look, a flying saucer. The woman really did look behind her. It was probably because Lin Xian was too weak, so she wasn't worried that Lin Xian would hurt her. That was why she was so relaxed. Sizzle, Lin Xian appeared in front of her in an instant. He took out the obedient spray and sprayed it at her twice. Ha ha ha. Then, Lin Xian put his hands on his waist and laughed. Aren't you arrogant? Aren't you high and mighty? You still have to be obedient. Ha ha ha. Awesome. The obedient spray was immediately effective. The woman's condition instantly became abnormal. Her pretty face was flushed red. For such a woman to blush, It was really mesmerizing. Her delicate body staggered, and then she leaned against the wall. She struggled to shake her head, but something didn't seem right. She tried to release her power to kill Lin Xian, but she couldn't condense it. At that moment, she panicked. Moreover, her mind was being invaded. Lin Xian originally didn't dare to be so arrogant. However, the obedience spray was effective immediately. That was why he dared to be so arrogant. However, he wasn't sure how long it would last, so Lin Xian didn't dare to continue being arrogant. As long as she sent him back to Tianhua City, wouldn't he be safe? Lin Xian didn't want to do the mission anymore. What if she woke up in a few seconds, 10 seconds, or a few minutes? The duration and effects varied from person to person. Lin Xian didn't dare to take the risk. It was enough that he could survive. If he failed the mission, then his level would be lowered. Send me back to Tianhua City. Lin Xian looked at her and hurriedly said. Then, she didn't react. She even let out a groan. Lin Xian. At this moment, Lin Xian realized that something was wrong with her. Her beautiful eyes were blurred, and her skin was flushed. How was this obedient? This was clearly aroused. Chapter 190. Lin Xian looked at the obedient spray's description again. That's right. Didn't she say she was obedient? However, he had ordered her to do so. She didn't give him any response. She just kept tugging at her clothes. Hey, send me back to Tianhua City, Lin Xian said again. Then he saw her raise her head. In an instant, she appeared in front of Lin Xian and hugged Lin Xian. Her red lips kissed him. Lin Xian. Ding. Raped by big sister, unworthy of being a scumbag. Scumbag value 100000. What the hell? Being forced to kiss based on strength means he's unworthy of being a scumbag? This obedient spray, it can't be that the powder means that, right? Can't you be more accurate with your description? What a scam. No. Although Lin Xian felt that it was a huge profit to be able to get on such a high-quality item, that wasn't his goal. He wanted to run. If he slept with her, he would feel good for a while, and then he would still die. Although dying under a peony flower was also a romantic thing, this woman was indeed breathtakingly beautiful. She was even incomparably noble. Even her appearance was noble. That was the aura she revealed. But Lin Xian only wanted to live. Scram! Don't bother me. Lin Xian then pushed her away. Since she wasn't obedient, he could only run. If he didn't run now, he wouldn't be able to run when she woke up. Then, Lin Xian pushed open the door and was about to rush out. His spiritual energy was empty. Using instant shadow was already drained, so Lin Xian could only run. Whoosh! However, the woman was much faster than Lin Xian. She directly pulled him over and then wrapped around Lin Xian like an octopus. Lin Xian. It's over. His mentality exploded. Don't go. It's so uncomfortable, the woman said in her sleep. Scram. Lin Xian pushed her away again and was pulled over again. The disparity in strength was too great. She didn't even use her spiritual power. She was able to crush Lin Xian with pure strength. Oh my god. Lin Xian had tried 4 times, and she had brought him back. It's over. Who the F***ck could withstand this? Although it was beautiful, it was a rose with thorns, the kind that could kill. Pa! Lin Xian then slapped her across the face. The crisp sound of a slap could be heard. Ding! Slapping a big sister in the face is an act of a scumbag. It is extremely vile. Scumbag value plus 1 million. After slapping Lin Xian, he regretted it. What if she woke up from her slapping? He still had to die. But fortunately, she did not wake up. Hot. An incomparably noble woman let out such an aggrieved and coquettish voice. No one could stand it. But Lin Xian held back. He still wanted to run, but he couldn't break free. Her cultivation level was too high. She just needed to use a bit of strength, and Lin Xian couldn't move. Rip. Lin Xian's clothes were torn apart by her. Lin Xian. He was pushed down by a woman. The key point was that he was unwilling. Damn Lin Nyang. F***CK. I can't run, I'm going to die either way. This young master has done this before I die, so it's not a loss. Ding. Successfully possessed a big sister. Identified as Super SSS. Scumbag value plus 100,000. Identified as the first time, scumbag value plus 1 million. Ding. The disparity in status and cultivation level is too large. Host is determined to be a gigolo. Scumbag value plus 1 million. Ding. Doing it with another girl while having a girlfriend is considered a scumbag. Scumbag value plus 100,000. Ding. Collected big sisters, 2. Ding. Successfully completed the mission. Teasing big sister. Mission reward. Space speed increase by 10%. Ding. You have triggered the mission. Successfully confessed to a big sister. Mission reward. Space attribute large success and increase to void. Mission time limit. 3 months. Mission punishment. Level reset to 0. Lin Xian. His movements suddenly stopped. More than 20 million scumbag value was directly transferred to his account. Moreover, the previous mission did not even require him to tease the big sister. It was directly completed. But what made him unhappy was gigolo. Your whole family is gigolos. And what made Lin Xian's mind explode was that he even triggered a mission. He still had to confess to her. How could he succeed? This mission was bound to fail. And he only had 3 months. If he didn't complete it, his level would be reset to 0 and he would explode. Wait, let's talk about it after I survive this time. Don't stop. She hugged Lin Xian. Lin Xian woke up because his phone rang. He subconsciously picked it up and looked at it. Hey, little Ling Ying. Bastard. Where are you? Ling Ying cursed. Lin Xian suddenly woke up. Damn. I'll go back now. Hearing Lin Xian's voice, Ling Ying heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he was fine. I'm at Lin Feng City. The teleportation portal here has been set up. Hurry over. It's at the side of Chong and County. Hurry. Ling Ying was angered to death by Lin Xian. She really did not know how dangerous it was. She was really worried to death. Okay. I'm coming. Lin Xian then put on his pants and was about to escape. As for his clothes, they were torn by her. Just as Lin Xian was about to run, he felt a powerful aura. It's over. Lin Xian turned his head to look at the figure. Her face was full of shame and anger. Of course, there was even more anger. Shameless lecher. I'm going to tear you into pieces. Damn. She was the one who initiated it, okay? Now she was unhappy again. Damn. Wait. You initiated it. Are you blaming me again? She thought about it carefully. Her memory was fragmented, but she could roughly remember something. It was actually, really her. No. It was because Lin Xian did something. She did it unconsciously. It was all because of him. Lin Xian felt that the aura was increasing instead of decreasing. He could only use his trump card. This was the method he had just thought of. Whether she lived or died depended on the heavens. Wait a minute. Look at what this is. Lin Xian waved his phone and said, I believe you know that this is a phone invented by us humans. It has a camera function. I took a picture of everything you did and sent it to a female friend of mine. If you dare to kill me, you can imagine the consequences, right? Of course he did not take a picture. How could he have the time? He had just thought of it. It was the only way. If I die, if I don't make it back alive, she will post your picture online. When that happens, all the humans on planet Aqua Blue will see it. And maybe you demons will see it too. You. Shameless lecher. She pointed at Lin Xian, trembling slightly. She was angry, but she believed him. Before this, she had been sleeping. She really did not know what Lin Xian was doing. So, I'm going back now. Kill me or let me go. It's up to you. With that, Lin Xian pushed open the door and walked out. After he went out, Lin Xian was dumbfounded. Where was this? Damn. Then he came back. Send me to Chong'an County. Hurry. Chapter 191. She, Linglong Shui, swore that she really wanted to kill him. But if what he said was true, then the world would see her. No. Absolutely not. She compromised. At least now she was in a mess. Very messy. If you dare to reveal this when you go back, I will slaughter the entire human race. Linglong Shui glared at Lin Xian and threatened. Fine. I promise you. Hurry up. With a wave of her hand, Lin Xian vanished on the spot. After Lin Xian left, she stood there in a daze. With a flash of light, Lin Xian appeared next to Chong'an County. It wasn't far from where they parked the chariot. Most of the people here had already left, but there were a few who stayed. Lin Xian. When the two girls saw Lin Xian, they immediately ran over. You guys. Lin Xian froze when he saw Ling Ying and Miao Xiao Miao. Lin Xian knew that Ling Ying was here, but Miao Xiao Miao was here too. Lin Xian, you bastard. Miao Xiao Miao threw a stone at Lin Xian, but Lin Xian nimbly dodged it. Where are your clothes? Ling Ying walked over to Lin Xian and asked. They were burned during the battle. No big deal. Miao Xiao Miao pouted and said, Where did you go? I went to save people with Commander Qin Feng. Stop pretending. Commander Qin Feng already went back, but you still haven't come back. He came back just for you. Lin Xian saw a figure walking over. It was Qin Feng. It's very dangerous. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and continued, If there's anything in the future, can't we go together? Lin Xian smiled and nodded. All right. He didn't let Miao Xiao Miao and Ling Ying follow because he was afraid that they would be in danger. If he implicated them, he wouldn't be able to rest in peace even if he died. The two girls were also very smart. If Lin Xian continued to hide it, it meant that he didn't want to talk about it. Since he didn't want to talk about it, they didn't ask anymore. But no matter what, it was fine as long as he was fine. Qin Feng walked over and saluted Lin Xian. This really made Lin Xian feel flattered because this Qin Feng should be a domain realm expert. Lin Xian, let's not talk about other things for now, but there's one thing I want to thank you on behalf of everyone. If it weren't for you and the two ladies, we might not have survived our losses. Now that half of us have survived, sigh, it's already a blessing in disguise. Lin Xian shook his head and said, That's what I should do. This is part of being human. It's also my responsibility. It was obvious that Qin Feng's mood was not very good. He originally thought that this would be a devastating blow to the demonic beasts, but he didn't expect that they would fall into a trap and suffer such heavy losses. More than 20,000 people died. This was simply too exaggerated. This time, the plan of the Chinese country was directly announced to have ended. Everyone else had returned, and only the four of them were left here. Sigh, I just don't know why we failed. The demonic beasts actually set a trap early on. Qin Feng sighed again. But other than that, what else could he do? There was no turning back. Lin Xian glanced at Miao Xiao Miao and Ling Ying. He knew that they hadn't told Qin Feng about Wang Jichao's matter. They were probably waiting for Lin Xian to make a decision. Lin Xian then said, Chief Commander Qin. Qin Feng waved his hand and said helplessly, Don't call me that. I'm the one who caused everyone to be in this state. I'm no longer qualified to be the Chief Commander. I'm about 20 years older than you guys, so just call me Uncle Qin. Lin Xian nodded and said, This time it's not your fault. Uncle Qin, you're just executing the policy of the Chinese country. That's also because I didn't investigate thoroughly. No, it's because a human traitor leaked information about our entire operation to the demonic beasts, so the demonic beasts set a trap early on. Lin Xian said. A human traitor? That's impossible. Even if there was, it should be the higher-ups of the three major forces. Qin Feng suddenly realized something and stared at Lin Xian in shock. Lin Xian nodded and said, That's right. There's a traitor among the higher-ups of the three major forces. Lin Xian then nodded to Miao Xiao Miao, who then passed the phone to Qin Feng. Qin Feng looked at the phone's recording, and his killing intent surged. The trial union, Wang Jichao. Bastard. Qin Feng clenched his fists tightly, his eyes bloodshot. If it was their mistake that led to this failure, perhaps he would feel better. But if it was his own people who leaked information about their operation, then he would feel even angrier and even worse. This evidence should be enough, right? Lin Xian said. Qin Feng took a deep breath and tried his best to calm his anger. I never thought that the final mistake would be our own fault. We've let down all the warriors who died. No, it's him. Qin Feng then patted Lin Xian's shoulder and said, Don't worry about this. He'll definitely pay the price. His death isn't worth regretting. We'll definitely make him suffer a fate worse than death. But there's one more thing, and that's about you. Me? Lin Xian pointed at himself in surprise. Qin Feng nodded, That's right. This time, because of your operation, we saved the remaining 30,000 people and even left some soldiers for the three major forces. Otherwise, the beasts would have attacked us and Tianhua City would have fallen. Your contribution is so great that I'll ask the higher-ups for your reward. Lin Xian smiled and shook his head. Forget it, I don't like to show my face in the public. This isn't showing your face in the public. You saved over 10,000 people. This is a great contribution. The Chinese government will definitely give you a title of unparalleled honor. It wasn't that Lin Xian didn't care, but he was still used to his normal life. It was great to interact with girls. Lin Xian felt that it would be very troublesome if the country paid attention to him. Forget it, I won't ask for the reward. Or maybe I'll mention it to Uncle Qin when I want it in the future. Qin Feng was extremely surprised, as expected of a young man who could stand out on the battlefield. He was indeed extraordinary. All right, since this is your decision, I'll respect it. However, I hope to invite you to join the Divine Palace. I'll give you a high position so that it'll be easier for you to do things in the future, Qin Feng said. How about you give me this position, but I won't join the Divine Palace. Is that okay? This position was quite useful. The higher the position, the more people would be intimidated. Sometimes, he could even get in through the back door. This was a comfortable position. But the prerequisite was that he didn't belong to the Divine Palace. Okay. Then I'll give you the position of Deputy Commander of Tianhua City's Border Defense Team. You can use this position to do things outside. Of course, you can't do anything bad. Internally, you don't have to do anything. You're completely free and can resign at any time. How about it? Lin Xian nodded slightly. Although he still belonged to the Divine Palace, in a sense, he didn't belong to them anymore. This was a power that Qin Feng had given him privately. Chapter 192. Seeing Lin Xian nod, Qin Feng felt a little better. Lin Xian had done such a terrible thing. If he did not want anything, he would feel guilty. You're a student of the Sky Martial Court, right? I'll send someone to pass you your identification. Thank you. Let's go back. I have to get rid of that bastard Wang Jichao as soon as possible. It'll be troublesome if he notices something and escapes. Then, the four of them stepped into the teleportation formation. I'll go home first. My sister must be worried, Lin Xian said to the two girls, his upper body bare. You know that too? Ling Ying rolled his eyes at Lin Xian. Fortunately, nothing happened. However, he really was a troublemaker. Anyway, she had to be careful. She could not be separated from Lin Xian in the future. Who knew what he would do? Okay. I apologize. Miao Xiaomiao put her hands on her waist and said, "You shouldn't apologize to us. You're being irresponsible to yourself and your sister. What if something happens to you? Okay, there won't be a next time. It's getting late. The sun is about to rise. Let's go back and rest. I'm going home too." "Oh, right. Give me the phone and the note," Lin Xian said to Ling Ying. Lin Xian handed the phone to Lin Xian and said, "I live alone in Tianhua City. I'm very free. Why don't I send it over now?" Lin Xian shook his head. "Let's wait until morning. This matter hasn't spread yet. Let his sister have a good night's sleep. I'll tell her the bad news tomorrow. That's the only way. I'll go tomorrow. Are you sure you can do it?" Lin Xian smiled and nodded. "It's just sending something over. I'm just an errand boy. I don't have to do anything. Why can't I do it?" "That's true. We'll go back then." The three of them then separated. When Lin Xian returned home, Linya was asleep. He thought she was asleep, but maybe she was still awake. Anyway, not long after he opened the door, Linya came out of the room. "Where's your jacket?" Linya stared blankly at Lin Xian for a moment before hurriedly finding a set of clothes for him to wear. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, but it was still dark outside. Although they had returned, the news had not really spread yet. The news would spread tomorrow morning, so Linya did not know what danger Lin Xian and the others had gone through. It was just that Lin Xian hadn't sent a message to Linya for a long time, so Linya was worried. However, after hearing from Ling Ying that Lin Xian was fine, she was temporarily relieved. "It's normal to tear your clothes in battle," Lin Xian said with a smile. "Hungry?" "Yes." "Go take a shower. I'll cook a bowl of noodles for you." Then Linya walked into the kitchen. Lin Xian revealed a blissful smile. Linya was not stupid. She had heard that the operation would end at noon, but it was only 4 o'clock in the morning. An hour or two earlier might be normal, but 7 or 8 hours earlier was definitely not normal. Therefore, she knew that something must have happened. However, as long as Lin Xian was fine, then all was well. Linya let out a long sigh of relief. Lin Xian came out of the shower feeling refreshed. His body's injuries were mostly healed by the wood element. When he came out, he smelled a delicious aroma. To be honest, he was starving to death. "Miss Xiao." Lin Xian looked at Xiao Runing in surprise. He suddenly remembered that he had asked Xiao Runing to accompany Linya to sleep. "I'm hungry too. Let's eat something," Xiao Runing said. Then, Lin Xian walked over and started eating. Linya propped her chin up and looked at him. "Why are you looking at me? Am I too handsome?" Lin Xian teased, making Linya blush. "No." Linya thought for a moment, then asked, "Did the mission fail?" Lin Xian paused, then nodded. "Yes, it failed." "Did you lose a lot?" Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian and asked. She was smart, so she naturally knew what was going on. Lin Xian did not need to hide this matter from Linya and the others. Because later on, everyone would know about the heavy losses this time. Although it would cause panic, there was no other way. When fighting with demonic beasts, such preparations were needed. However, the compensation that China was going to give out this time would probably be a huge sum. But compared to human lives, the compensation was really nothing. Lin Xian nodded. "Yes, more than 20,000 people." Xiao Runing paused in the middle of eating, revealing a shocked expression. "A total of 50,000 people went, and 20,000 died? What exactly did you encounter?" Xiao Runing said in disbelief. "How was this possible?" Lin Xian said helplessly, "The demonic beast's trap. They already knew about our movements and prepared an ambush in advance." "What? How is that possible?" "Because a human betrayed the clan and leaked information to the demonic beasts." Xiao Runing frowned. "Bang." She subconsciously slammed the table. Beast. This was even more hateful than becoming a martial artist of the evil fiend temple. As long as one was a normal person, they would definitely hate it. Because of one person, 20,000 people died. If this was not a beast, then what was? Although Lin Ye didn't really understand, she roughly understood the meaning. Let's not talk about it anymore. The people should have been caught. The three big powers won't just stand by and watch. As for the people who died, AI, this is also something that can't be helped. It's hard to go against fate. Lin Xian sighed and continued eating. Xiao Runing thought for a while and asked, then is Tianhua City in danger? Lin Xian downed a bowl of soup. Lin Ye took the bowl and scooped some noodles for him. Then Lin Xian looked at Xiao Runing and said, if something happened to the three big powers this time, then Tianhua City should have fallen. But for now, it should be fine. The demonic beasts also need time. Even if the demonic beasts attack the city, they should be able to hold on until reinforcements come from other places. No matter how much I thought about it, I didn't think that it would be our own people. Xiao Runing said helplessly. There was really no other way. This was human nature. There was really no guarantee that everyone was a good person. You should have a good rest tomorrow. I reckon that Tianhua City will be quite chaotic for the time being. After all, so many people have died. Although it's not just Tianhua City, there must be a lot of people in Tianhua City. I don't know how many students from the Sky Martial Court went there and how many people have died. Xiao Runing sighed. But, wasn't this how the world was now? Miss Xiao, I want to ask, what cultivation level must one reach to be able to cause destruction from 1,000 meters away with a raise of one's hand? Lin Xian asked curiously. Raise of one's hand? Lin Xian nodded and then made a gesture. He flicked his finger and said, yes, just a casual flick of your finger. Do you want to reach the heavenly venerable stage? Xiao Runing. No. Virtuous stage. Lin Xian. What's going on? A virtuous stage demon venerable? That's impossible. If it's you, how could you come back alive? Chapter 193. The Great Virtual Realm was already the second to last realm. It might not even exist in this world. He really didn't know if there was an existence of this level. Are you sure? Lin Xian asked. Xiao Runing shook her head. I'm not sure. There are many factors, but if it's really as you said, the heavenly venerable realm might not be enough. Of course, I'm only making an inference based on the records. If that woman was in the great virtual realm, then Lin Xian was dumbfounded. But even if she wasn't in the great virtual realm, if she was in the heavenly venerable realm, Lin Xian was also dumbfounded. He had slept with a woman of that level. Oh my God. Hey, what are you thinking about? Xiao Runing waved her hand at Lin Xian. Lin Xian came back to his senses and shook his head. He took the second bowl of noodles that Lin Ye had served him and said, I'm just asking. It's nothing. That's true. If you really met her, you would all be dead. Moreover, demon venerables of that level should be in the 10,000 Demon Alliance. It's impossible for them to appear here. 10,000 Demon Alliance. Miss Xiao, tell me about the 10,000 Demon Alliance. Lin Xian was really curious now. There's nothing to say. I don't know much. The 10,000 Demon Alliance is a force of the Demon Clan. They are all Demon Kings and Demon Venerables who have transformed. They are also the ones who organized the siege. Does the Heavenly Venerable Realm or even the Great Virtual Realm exist? Xiao Runing thought for a moment and said, they should exist. Although I've never seen or heard of them, since there is such a realm, then there must be such a powerhouse. So I'm very curious about one thing. For the 10,000 Demon Alliance, they can casually send out a Heavenly Venerable Realm powerhouse to easily take down Tianhua City and even the other cities. Why do they have to go through so much trouble? Lin Ye propped up her chin and listened to their conversation curiously. I've heard the elders in my family mention this before. Fey beasts have experts, so do we humans. Many years ago, This was a rule set by the various human and Fey experts. The Great Void Realm and Heavenly Tao Realm experts are not to participate in any racial wars because they are too strong. As for whether the Heavenly Venerables are included, I'm not sure. Why did they all agree to this rule? Logically speaking, the demonic beasts are in the limelight right now. They shouldn't have agreed to it. It's very simple. That level is too strong, and only those of that level can fight against it. However, it's too difficult to kill an opponent of that level. If the mystical beasts can make those of that level come and attack the city, it'll naturally be very easy. However, this affects the balance. Humans of that level can also go out and kill the mystical beasts as they please. With just a raise of their head, tens of millions of lives will be lost. This will lead to a situation where the strong will hunt each other's tribes. Perhaps after many years, only those of that level will be left on planet Water Blue, while the weaker life forms will all be dead. It's the same for humans and demonic beasts. Xiao Runing explained. I understand. That's why such a rule is needed. Otherwise, the world will be in chaos. It'll be even more chaotic than it is now. Xiao Runing nodded. Although we can defend against those demonic beasts of that level, the battlefield will still be at the edge of the city, and the destruction will still be great. Secondly, as long as they sneak into the vicinity of the city, they can kill hundreds of thousands or even millions of people in a short period of time. Our experts won't be able to defend in time. Conversely, it's the same for the mystical beasts. They won't be able to make it in time if we ambush them. So, there are indeed experts of that level. Of course there are. As for how strong they are, or how many experts there are in the Myriad Demon Alliance, we don't know. However, since the mystical beasts have also agreed to this matter, it means that they are also wary of us human experts. Therefore, the number of experts on both sides should be about the same. Xiao Runing said. That was strange. The mystical beasts had actually mobilized Heavenly Venerables. That woman was at least at the Heavenly Venerables realm. Domain realm cultivators shouldn't be that strong. Lin Xian thought that she had also made a move. After all, if she wanted to kill him, even if he was alone, she would have broken the rule. However, what if she was not a Heavenly Venerable? If she was not a Heavenly Venerable, it meant that she was qualified to make a move. She was only a Heavenly Venerable. Thank you, Miss Xiao. I have a rough idea. You guys should go to bed. All right. You should rest early too. Don't go to the Sky Martial Court tomorrow. Lin Xian nodded. He still had to deliver something tomorrow. It did not matter whether he went to the Sky Martial Court or not. Then, they returned to their respective rooms. I wonder if Qin Xiaotian is dead or not. Lin Xian lay on his bed, thinking about something. If Qin Xiaotian was dead, Lin Xian would be upset. This was because Qin Xiaotian had to be killed by Lin Xian himself. Moreover, if he died, Lin Ya's frost physique would be gone as well. Lin Xian was even wondering if Qin Xiaotian was still alive. Oh right. What does that reward mean? Lin Xian thought about the mission reward after he had sex with that woman. It was a 10% increase in his space attribute. A 10% increase. Does that mean I can directly control 10% of my space attribute? I should have been able to control about 1% before. Teleporting myself and releasing all my spiritual power is 100 meters. Let me try it now. Then, Lin Xian released 10% of his spiritual power and performed a space jump. About 100 meters. Lin Xian was pleasantly surprised. As expected. This was his ability to control space attribute. In other words, he should be able to control about 10% of his space attribute. This was already very exaggerated. It would definitely increase Lin Xian's combat strength by a lot. However, there was a problem. It consumed too much spiritual power. If his opponent was at the same level or below, it would be fine. However, if his opponent was slightly more powerful than him, just releasing the space attribute would exhaust his spiritual power. However, as his control improved, the effect of releasing the space attribute at the same level would become stronger. Therefore, if he wanted to consume less spiritual power, Lin Xian had to master it even more. If I successfully confess to that woman, the mission reward is 100% mastery of the space attribute. I'm afraid no one in this world can control it 100%. To be honest, it's very attractive. If I just practice, I might not be able to do it even after several decades. But Lin Xian had a headache just thinking about that woman. It felt good, but she was too powerful. It would be fine if she didn't kill him. Don't say that she agreed to be Lin Xian's woman. This was something that was impossible to achieve. Not even the slightest possibility. However, the most unbearable thing was that if he didn't get her, he would be punished by the mission and his level would be reset to 0. He couldn't take it. 3 months. To conquer a noble and cold woman. Moreover, she was at the heavenly venerable realm. She was even close to the virtuality realm. With just him, Lin Xian? What was he, Lin Xian? Arcane body realm. Compared to her, he was just a stinky little brother. Chapter 194. After a few hours of sleep, Lin Xian woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Lin Ye and Xiao Runing were washing up. Morning. Lin Xian greeted them. Morning. Lin Ye and Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian and were slightly stunned. Why is he dressed? Little Xian, are you going out? Lin Ye asked. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, I have something to do. I might not be back for lunch. I might go to the Sky Marshal Court. Little fairy, you don't have to wait for me. I'm going to work, Lin Ye said. Then I'll get going first. Bye. Little fairy. Bye, Ning. Miss Xiao. Hey, aren't you going to eat breakfast? Xiao Runing shouted. However, Lin Xian had already rushed out. You're in such a hurry. Maybe you're going to meet a girl, Xiao Runing said to Lin Ye with a smile. That's great. Lin Ye didn't know why she felt empty in her heart when she said that. I'll go to the Sky Marshal Court as well. After such a big incident, I'm sure many people from the advanced class are there. I wonder how many people are in trouble. I'm afraid the Sky Marshal Court won't be peaceful today, Xiao Runing said with a sigh. All right then. I'll make breakfast first. We'll go after breakfast. It's okay. It's getting late. I have to hurry. I'll buy some food on the way. It's not troublesome. Walking out, Tianhua City gave off a sorrowful feeling today. There weren't many pedestrians on the streets. Some people even had tears on their faces as they walked on the streets. They were probably on their way to work or school when they received the bad news that their friends and family had died outside. Sigh, 20,000 people died. No matter what, 7 or 8,000 of them were from Tianhua City. In an instant, 7 or 8,000 people from Tianhua City died. For a short period of time, Tianhua City will indeed be immersed in this situation. However, this is something that can't be helped. I wonder how the 3 great powers are going to deal with Wang Jiqiao? Lin Xian sighed as he looked at the address on the slip of paper and hailed a cab. Master, let's go to Liyuan District. This chauffeur seemed to be a cliché. The moment Lin Xian boarded the car, he started chatting with Lin Xian in all sorts of ways. Young man, did you hear about what happened last night? Lin Xian nodded. I've heard. Sigh. I don't know how much longer Tianhua City can last. Young man, has your family considered moving away now? Move away for what? Tianhua City might not fall, Lin Xian said. The driver laughed and said, That's true. After all, we human warriors are not to be trifled with. I'm ashamed to say that I regret not improving myself properly at that time. That's why I ended up like this. Lin Xian said, It's not too late. Even if you can't improve by much, you can still improve yourself. The chauffeur laughed and said, It's different now. I have a family and a child. I don't dare to go out and take risks. Otherwise, it's too easy to end up like those people last night. Sigh. Perhaps this was what many people were thinking now. Everyone has their own fate. But if I were given another chance, even if I might die when I was young, I wouldn't have wasted my life like this.
Lin Xian laughed and looked at him. Master, are you implying something?
Ha ha ha. The chauffeur laughed heartily. It's nothing. I usually bring a lot of students with me. Every time, I'll talk to them about these things.
I just want to tell you young people to work hard.
Otherwise, you'll regret it like me in the future.
The chauffeur said with a sigh. I think that since you have the heart, you can organize people with the same thoughts as you and then go to various places to give speeches.
It's much better than this. Yes, they would regret it many years later. But they were young and didn't understand.
If a group of regretful people were to organize speeches, would it have a certain effect and make those who wasted their lives full of desire?
After all, there were too many warriors who wasted their lives. Those who truly wanted to improve themselves and dared to do so were too few.
This was also one of the reasons why humans were weaker than demonic beasts.
Lin Xian felt that the chauffeur should also be aware of this reason.
He wanted to use his weak ability to attract customers to awaken the hearts of some people.
Haha, no, I have the heart but not the strength. Just pretend you didn't hear it. But Lin Xian felt that this was a good thing.
Perhaps in the future, there would be a group of people who would do such things.
To strengthen the people, it couldn't just rely on the country. Perhaps there would be some people who could give a lot of help. It seemed like a simple matter, but it could be of great use. The address on the slip of paper was in Tianhua City. It was even quite close to Tianhua Academy. It wasn't far from where Lin Xian lived.
In less than 20 minutes, they arrived at the small district on the slip of paper.
The small district wasn't as luxurious as Lin Xian's. It could only be said to be average. In a third-tier city like Tianhua City, a house in such a small district wasn't too expensive. What should I say?
Lin Xian hesitantly climbed the stairs to the door of room 401 on the 4th floor. He reached out his hand to knock on the door, but retracted it in the end.
Announcing bad news was not something that one person could do alone. When the news was announced, seeing his family break down and cry, as long as one's heart wasn't made of stone, they would be moved.
Lin Xian thought of that scene and was at a loss. He even thought about it and decided to leave it to the people from the 3 major factions.
But in the end, he still decided to do it himself. It was also his duty. Thinking of the person covered in blood last night, Lin Xian took a deep breath and knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Suddenly, the sound of running came from inside. It sounded very agitated and hurried. Then, the door opened instantly.
"Brother!"
A young girl inside shouted happily.
But when she opened the door, she didn't see her brother.
Xin Tong.
Lin Xian.
The two of them looked at each other in surprise. Who else could the beautiful girl in front of them be but Wang Xintong?
It was actually her?
Lin Xian quickly checked the address on the slip of paper and verified it.
It really was her. The person who died was her brother.
You. What are you doing here? Wang Xintong frowned and looked at Lin Xian.
Oh,
cough cough.
You didn't go to the Sky Martial Court, so Miss Xiao asked me to come and see if something happened to you.
Lin Xian explained with a wry smile.
Of course, he was lying to her. However, when she asked Lin Xian what he wanted, Lin Xian really couldn't bring himself to tell her the bad news. This was because he knew Wang Xintong. Also, in that instant, Wang Xintong was so happy and relieved that she called him brother. Her disappointment when she saw that it wasn't her brother made Lin Xian think that she must be anxiously waiting for him and not waiting for bad news.
I have something to do, so I won't be going. Sorry for the trouble. Wang Xintong bit her lip and nodded slightly at Lin Xian. Chapter 195.
Even though he had said that, even though it was Wang Xintong, he still had to tell her the news.
Are uncle and auntie here? Lin Xian asked.
Since he was acquainted with Wang Xintong, it wasn't appropriate for him to tell her this piece of bad news personally. There was blood on the note, and she should have understood something the moment he gave it to her. Therefore, Lin Xian wanted to tell her through her parents. Wang Xintong paused when she heard Lin Xian's words. She was not stupid. Lin Xian must have something to tell her. They passed away a few years ago. It's just me and my brother now. Is there something you need? Lin Xian was stunned. Wang Xintong's family was gone. Her brother, the only person she could rely on, was also gone. They must have all died at the hands of the demonic beasts. To be honest, Lin Xian felt that she was even sadder than him. After all, he still had Linya to accompany him. He took another look at Wang Xintong. She was wearing cute white pajamas and pink slippers. Her skin was extremely fair, and her appearance was exquisite. Her facial features were as exquisite as those of a fairy. He had thought that she was beautiful when he saw her in the Sky Marshal Court. However, now that he took a closer look, she was even more beautiful. Although she was in the intermediate class, she should be about the same age as Yi Yi. Perhaps it was because her brother often brought her out to grind, so she improved faster. Wang Xintong's personality was gentle, virtuous, and mature. However, she also had an unapproachable aura. Perhaps it was because of her experience. Yes. I do have something to tell you. Aren't you going to invite me in? Wang Xintong was slightly stunned. Then she made room for Lin Xian and said, "Please come in." The house was not luxurious, but it was beautiful and cozy. Wang Xintong poured a cup of tea for Lin Xian and sat on the sofa. "What's the matter?" Lin Xian took a sip of tea and said, To be honest, I don't know what to say. Is it about my brother?" Wang Xintong thought of something because she had heard that Lin Xian had gone to the demon beast domain. She had also heard that a lot of things had happened outside and that many people had died. She was also afraid. Lin Xian paused for a moment, then took out the phone from his pocket. When she saw the phone, Wang Xintong covered her mouth with her little hand. She was about to burst into tears, but she kept telling herself that it was fine. "It's definitely not what I think it is. It's definitely not." Looking at Wang Xintong holding back her tears, Lin Xian felt uncomfortable. "He told me to bring this to my sister." Wang Xintong took the phone with trembling hands. Then, she looked up at Lin Xian with a pitiful face. My brother, he. Lin Xian shook his head slightly. "I'm sorry. I couldn't give you a proper burial." In the next second, Wang Xintong burst into tears. She covered her mouth and held back her sobs as she ran into her room. Lin Xian's original mission was to deliver the item, comfort her, and then leave. However, it was different now. This person was Wang Xintong. That scene made his heart ache. Wang Xintong's cries came from the room. At first, it was the kind of sobbing that she tried to hold back. Then, it suddenly turned into a loud wail. Lin Xian clenched his fists tightly. It wasn't just her. How many people in Tianhua City would be like her today? How many families on planet Aqua Blue had been like this all these years? Lin Xian didn't leave. He looked at the kitchen. Wang Xintong probably hadn't eaten breakfast yet. Then, Lin Xian busied himself in the kitchen. When Wang Xintong's cries stopped coming from the room, Lin Xian walked over and gently knocked on the door. Then he pushed the door open and walked in. In the room, Wang Xintong was lying on the table. When she heard the noise, she gently raised her head. Her beautiful eyes were red. It really made one's heart ache. "You haven't eaten breakfast yet, right? I made a bowl of noodles for you." Lin Xian placed the bowl of noodles beside her. Wang Xintong wiped her tears and looked at Lin Xian. She said in a sobbing voice, "Why aren't you leaving yet? Hurry up and leave." Of course, Lin Xian understood Wang Xintong's feelings. Perhaps she really needed some peace and quiet, but at the same time, she also needed comfort. "I'll help you make lunch at noon," Lin Xian said as if he didn't hear her. Wang Xintong wiped her tears. What was he trying to do? No need. Wang Xintong cried until she had no energy left. She was in a mess. She knew that her brother was in danger in the Divine Palace, but she also knew that this was her brother's wish. Although he wasn't very strong, he hoped that he could contribute to the survival of the human race. She had been comforting herself that her parents had died in the hands of demonic beasts, and that the heavens would protect her brother. However, when she received this bad news, she really couldn't accept it. In fact, she hadn't even looked at the contents of the phone. She didn't dare to look. "Do you like red braised pork? For lunch, I'll make red braised pork, cola chicken wings, shredded potatoes, and vegetable soup. I'll go buy the ingredients." With that, Lin Xian walked away and gently closed the door behind him. There were keys hanging on the shoe cabinet at the door. Lin Xian took the keys and left the house. Lin Xian could understand Wang Xintong. To be honest, he sympathized with her. However, there were too many people in this world who needed his sympathy. He didn't have the time to sympathize with so many people. As for Wang Xintong, Lin Xian's heart ached for her. Perhaps from the unseen world, when the mission was triggered, there was bound to be some kind of bond between them. Although he didn't interact much with Wang Xintong, to Lin Xian, she was already his friend. Wang Xintong wiped her tears. She looked at the phone in front of her. With trembling hands, she reached out and entered the password to open it. The first page she opened was a freshly filmed video. In the video, her brother was lying there, paralyzed. He seemed to have deliberately wiped the blood off his face, but there was still a lot of blood. "Brother!" Seeing this scene, Wang Xintong burst into tears. "Tong Tong, it's brother." In the video, he was greeting Wang Xintong. "Tong Tong. Originally, brother didn't want to show my face and let you see. Cough cough, I mean see brother in such a sorry state, but brother wanted to see you." Wah! Wang Xintong started crying. Her tears blurred her vision. In the video, blood flowed out of the man's nose and mouth. He wiped it weakly and tried his best to smile. "Tong Tong. This time, brother won't go back. You've grown up. You don't need brother to take care of you. You, cough cough, take care of yourself. It's brother's fault. Brother didn't listen to you and find a stable job. Brother only wanted to contribute to humanity, to avenge our parents." As he spoke, he couldn't control his emotions. Tears flowed out uncontrollably. It was as if he didn't want Wang Xintong to see this scene. He didn't have the strength to hold up the phone. Then, the video showed the ceiling of the supermarket. Chapter 196. Wang Xintong was completely covered in tears. She covered her red lips with her small hands. "Tong Tong. Remember to eat properly and forgive your brother. Live well. Find someone you like and love to take care of you. Brother. Brother will go to sleep first. Brother." Wang Xintong lay on the table and cried bitterly. Lin Xian hurried back after buying the groceries. The first thing he did was to open the door to check on Wang Xintong's situation. She seemed to have fallen asleep while crying. She lay on the table and fell asleep. Lin Xian reached out his hand and released the power of space. Space shifted and her delicate body lay on the bed. Looking at her tear-stained face, Lin Xian really couldn't stand it. She didn't eat the noodles on the table. She definitely wasn't in the mood to eat. Sigh, this damn system still wants me to be a scumbag, but I'm obviously a nice guy. Lin Xian sighed in his heart. Then, he went out to make lunch. Wang Xintong was awakened by a fragrance. She slowly opened her red and swollen eyes and sat up. At that moment, she really hoped that it was just a dream. She slowly got off the bed. The moment she got off the bed, she staggered and almost fell. Then, she supported herself against the wall and walked out. It wasn't that her body was weak, but her heart was tired. When the heart was tired to a certain extent, it could even kill a person. Moreover, she was just a little dizzy. When she walked out of the room, she saw a figure cooking in the kitchen. At first, she thought that she was seeing things. She rubbed her eyes and saw more clearly. There really was someone cooking. Lin Xian. After seeing the figure clearly, Wang Xintong's heart was filled with mixed feelings. She didn't know what to feel.
He said that he was going to buy groceries. He really did it. But why did he do it? Wang Xintong turned around and ran into her room. She stared blankly at the bowl of noodles that had turned cold and stuck together on the table. She slowly walked over and sat down beside it. She picked up the chopsticks. Wang Xintong picked up a mouthful of noodles and put it into her mouth. Of course, it didn't taste good anymore, but she still ate it. Tears fell into the bowl as she ate. Tong Tong, remember to eat properly. She was obedient. At this moment, Lin Xian walked in because he had also heard the commotion and saw this scene. He hurriedly walked over and snatched the chopsticks away. It's cold. Don't eat it. The food outside is ready. Hurry and wash your face. It's so ugly now. Lin Xian wiped away the tears on Wang Xintong's face. Why are you like this? Wang Xintong shook off Lin Xian's hand. Why did he cook to her? She didn't want him to take care of her? Why did Lin to care for her? Why did he? Sigh. Lin Xian sighed. He looked at Wang Xintong and said seriously, because your brother asked me to take care of you before he left. He asked me to be your brother and continue to take care of you on his behalf. Wang Xintong stared at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. So he cooked for her and comforted her? But I didn't agree, Lin Xian said. Wang Xintong's heart suddenly felt inexplicably angry and disappointed. Because I told your brother that I didn't want to take care of you as your brother. I wanted to be your boyfriend. Wang Xintong. Bastard. Wang Xintong's tears fell uncontrollably. Seeing this, Lin Xian was relieved. Because she seemed to have thought it through. Do you need a warm hug? Lin Xian smiled and opened his arms to Wang Xintong. Wang Xintong was stunned for a moment. Then, she threw herself into Lin Xian's arms and cried. At this moment, it was as if she had vented everything out. It was as if Lin Xian's words had become her sustenance. Her brother found another brother to take care of her. Although this brother had bad intentions towards her and wasn't much older than her, she still felt that he was still there. Ding. Deceiving a big sister's feelings. Scumbag value plus 100,000. Lin Xian. Deceiving? F*CK. This is called deceiving. This is called lying out of kindness. F*CK. Ding. Congratulations on completing the mission teasing Wang Xintong. Mission reward 1,000 evils has been issued. Hearing this system notification, Lin Xian felt a bit better. This teasing big sister mission didn't only have to be completed by teasing her. It could also be completed by causing her emotions to fluctuate or some other actions. He had already completed 90% before, so naturally, he had completed it now. Ding. You have triggered the mission successful confession of Wang Xintong. Mission time limit. 1 month. Mission reward Royal Wings. Lin Xian. As expected. Teasing Big Sister was only the first mission. Following that was the second mission, Confession. This Royal Wings seemed to be a flying spiritual tool. And it seemed to be very powerful. If time and space were treasures amongst the attributes, then flying spiritual tools were treasures amongst spiritual tools. Especially a spiritual tool that could fly at high altitudes, that was simply too rare. A spiritual tool, not a piece of equipment. Usually, flying spiritual tools didn't just bring about fast flying. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so rare. If it was just a simple flying spiritual tool, then it wouldn't be that powerful. But if it was a powerful flying spiritual tool, then it would be daddy. This system definitely wouldn't give a simple flying spiritual tool. Wang Xintong vented out all of her sadness, which slowly turned into sobs. Ding. Wang Xintong's favorability towards you plus 50. Current favorability. 60. Lin Xian. Just like that, her favorability increased by 50. It was enough to see that in Wang Xintong's heart, Lin Xian indeed occupied a rather high position. Alright. Hurry up and wash your face. You're so ugly from crying. After washing, let's eat. Lin Xian rubbed her hair. Wang Xintong then raised her head. Don't take advantage of me. With that, she ran to the bathroom. Lin Xian smiled and then went to prepare the meal. Wang Xintong washed her face a few times and looked at herself in the mirror. Big brother. Tong Tong will listen to you, eat well, and live well. Don't worry. Take good care of mom and dad. It was unknown if tears were flowing down her face. Then Wang Xintong secretly clenched her fists, and her beautiful eyes revealed a trace of determination. Tong Tong will also follow in Big Brother's footsteps and work hard to become stronger. I will continue to fulfill Big Brother's wish and join the Holy Palace to become strong and protect everyone. I will make you proud of Tong Tong. The dishes on the table were all laid out. After a while, Wang Xintong walked out. Lin Xian looked at her. In just a short while, Lin Xian saw the brilliance in her eyes. In other words, she had already thought it through. If that was the case, Lin Xian was relieved. Hurry up and eat. Try my cooking. Let's go out and play in the afternoon, okay? Lin Xian looked at Wang Xintong and said. The main thing was to let her relax. This girl was also his future girlfriend. Chapter 197. Wang Xintong's red and swollen eyes stared at Lin Xian for a few seconds. Why are you looking at me like that? Lin Xian asked. Then, Wang Xintong quickly turned her head and whispered, Thank you, but I'm fine. Don't bother. It's no trouble at all. What's so troublesome about accompanying a beautiful girl to play? Lin Xian interrupted her and said, If you have anything to say it after dinner. Then, Wang Xintong sat there and took small bites of her food. No one spoke during the meal. When she was about to finish eating, Wang Xintong put down her chopsticks and said, I want to become stronger. Lin Xian paused for a moment and was slightly stunned. Then, he understood what she meant. Wanting to become stronger wasn't a bad thing. However, Lin Xian also understood why Wang Xintong said this. He also knew that Wang Xintong must have made up her mind. Becoming stronger isn't something that can be done in a day. No, you can do it. You've become stronger in a very short time. Wang Xintong looked at Lin Xian and said seriously. Then let me ask you, are you strong in battle? Wang Xintong shook her head. But I'm not too weak. I can improve. Lin Xian pondered for a moment. He had to agree. If he didn't, he was afraid that Wang Xintong would do something extreme. Okay. If you have the determination, I can help you. But you have to promise me 3 things. Say it. First, don't let your emotions affect your decisions. Your life is the most important thing. I can understand that you want to improve your heart. However, the demonic beast domain is very scary. You may think that your strength is enough, but you can't defeat any demonic beast. Therefore, you need time. Don't rush for success. I understand. I'm not stupid. Wang Xintong said. Lin Xian smiled helplessly. I'm just afraid that you're stupid. The second thing is, you have to promise me that you'll have to be at least a 5 stars arcane body realm cultivator before you can enter the demonic beast domain alone. You can't go too far, and before that, you have to be accompanied by someone. Okay. Third, go out with me in the afternoon. Also, please treat me well. Wang Xintong, what the hell do you mean treat you well? What do you mean? Very simple. From now on, you will be my girlfriend. Wang Xintong, who's your girlfriend? Your brother told me to take care of you. I don't care. Wang Xintong, let's talk about it in the future. Now. Lin Xian smiled. Since she said so, Lin Xian wasn't in a hurry. After all, there was still plenty of time. 1 month, although it didn't seem long, Lin Xian could do a lot of things in this 1 month. Alright, there's one more thing. My house just so happens to have an empty room. You can move into my house. Wang Xintong looked at Lin Xian in fear. What do you want? Lin Xian, F***ck. Was he a big pervert in her eyes? Otherwise, Why would she show such an expression? However, this 60 favorability gave Lin Xian the courage to say something. I'll bring you home and raise you as my wife. The main reason was that Wang Xintong didn't have a family. It wasn't good for her to live here alone. She was still quite young. If she moved to his house, Lin Ye and he could take care of her. At the same time, it would make the house livelier. Moreover, if she moved to his house, wouldn't he have too many opportunities to lay his hands on her? He might push her down one day. Go to hell. Lin Xian then said, the main reason is that my sister will take care of you at my house. Wang Xintong shook her head. No, I'm not young anymore. Moreover, I don't like it. It's not troublesome. This is quite good. Don't. Your brother said that I will take care of you. But I really don't need this. Lin Xian looked at Wang Xintong's expression. She really didn't want to. She probably didn't want to trouble herself. All right, but I will come often. Wang Xintong didn't reject this. Then tell me, how do I become stronger? Wang Xintong couldn't wait to ask. It seemed that her obsession was quite strong. Becoming stronger isn't about how to become stronger. It requires one's own effort. What's your attribute? Water and light dual attributes. Lin Xian. Dual attributes. Water and light. This combination. Lin Xian was shocked. At the same time, he was also surprised and felt that it was a pity. Among all the attributes, the water attribute was the weakest except for the wood attribute. The water attribute was more of a utility. It had healing, crowd control, and a large area of effect. The light attribute was also the weakest among all the rare attributes. This offensive ability not only meant that it could hurt others, but it could also increase one's own strength in battle. The light attribute was mainly used for purification and healing. If she was paired with another fire attribute, it would be very good. However, these two attributes were actually equivalent to a support character in the game. If Wang Xintong wanted to become stronger, it meant that she wanted to fight. Therefore, the attributes weren't very suitable. Of course, this wasn't absolute. Furthermore, attributes weren't the only ones. Combat ability was still the foundation. Moreover, water and light didn't mean that combat ability wasn't strong. The light attribute was even rarer than the dark attribute. In other words, other than time and space, only the dark attribute was rarer than the light attribute. It was also because Lin Xian didn't know much about it. Perhaps it was very strong. Moreover, having two attributes meant that combat ability was doubled. Perhaps this combination wasn't as strong as Ling Ying's wind and dark attributes, but it might not be weak either. It still depended on one's own potential and ability. When Lin Xian heard that she had two attributes, he already had a plan in mind. All right, I'll bring you to meet someone in 2 days. He'll fit your requirements very well. Don't you want to join the holy sanctum? Ah, how did you know? Wang Xintong was surprised. I guessed. Idiot. You're the idiot. Lin Xian smiled and said, then it's settled. I'll bring you to meet him in 2 days. He's also from the holy sanctum. He can help you. Can't we meet today? Nonsense. We already said that we're going out to play in the afternoon. You can slowly get your emotions in the next 2 days. When you're better, come find me and I'll bring you to meet him. The person Lin Xian was talking about was naturally Qin Feng. Lin Xian wanted to introduce Wang Xintong to him so that he could train with Wang Xintong and let Qin Feng be Wang Xintong's master. Although this meant that he owed Qin Feng a big favor, Qin Feng also owed him a favor, right? He believed that he would agree. Okay. Wang Xintong nodded lightly and then lowered her head and said in a small voice, thank you. Ding. Wang Xintong's favorability towards you +1. Lin Xian, 1 point of favorability didn't seem like much, but at this point in favorability, it wasn't easy to increase it by even 1 point. After eating, Lin Xian took Wang Xintong out to play for the entire afternoon. Although Wang Xintong didn't reveal much of a smile, Lin Xian could see that her mood was a bit better. Chapter 198. Lin Xian sent Wang Xintong home and said, "How about? I don't go back tonight?" "Don't go back? What are you going to do?" "I'm going to sleep with you." Bang. Then Wang Xintong pushed Lin Xian out the door and closed it. Lin Xian smiled at the door of her room and prepared to leave. That. Wang Xintong's voice came. "Thank you." Lin Xian's mouth slightly raised. "You're welcome." After saying that, he left Wang Xintong's house. Wang Xintong sat on her bed and looked at the phone in her hand for a long time. "Brother, Tong Tong will become better." After saying that, she put the phone in a box and sealed it forever. From tomorrow onwards, Wang Xintong will be a new her. After leaving Wang Xintong's house, Lin Xian hesitated about one thing. Should he go home or go to Ling Ying's house? After thinking about it, he decided to go to Ling Ying's house. "Hello, little fairy." Lin Xian walked to Ling Ying's house while calling Linya. "She hasn't returned home yet." "What's the matter?" Linya asked gently. "Cough cough, that, I won't be going home tonight." Linya was slightly stunned and then quickly asked, "Are you going to the beast domain again?" "No, no, no. I have something to do at my friend's house." As for what it was hard to say. And, be careful. As long as Lin Xian didn't go to the beast domain, then Linya wouldn't be worried. As for what he did, she didn't care as long as he didn't do anything bad. However, Lin Xian was going to do something bad. Little fairy, be careful too. Remember to bring the ice spirit snow pearl with you." Lin Xian gave a few more instructions before hanging up. Then, he sent a message to Ling Ying. Ling Ying was lying on the sofa at home with his legs crossed and playing with his phone. Then, his phone rang and he saw Lin Xian's message. Ling Ying immediately sat up in shock. "Bastard! Bastard!" Ling Ying gritted her teeth as she looked at Lin Xian's message. Then, she replied angrily, "Scram, I'm on my period." Lin Xian was also taken aback, then he replied, "Then I won't be going." Ling Ying. F***ck. She couldn't help but curse. Other people's boyfriends were so warm, but this guy came to her just to have sex with her, and then he didn't go because it was inconvenient for her. It was too damn realistic. Scram. Ling Ying angrily sent a message, then he lay on the sofa and sulked. That was called grievance. Other people spoiled their girlfriends, but this be asterisk starred. F***ck. It was too infuriating. She really wanted to kick him away. After 20 minutes, Ling Ying heard the sound of keys opening the door. Then, he saw Lin Xian walk in. Ling Ying. Didn't you say you won't be coming? Ling Ying glared fiercely at Lin Xian. I'm hungry, I want to eat your cooking. Lin Xian grinned. If you're hungry, go home and ask Sister Linya to cook for you. Hee, I said, I want to eat your cooking. Lin Xian said shamelessly. Ling Ying rolled her eyes. No, I won't do it. If I do it just because you ask me to, wouldn't I lose face? Oh, then let's see how long your face can last. Then, Lin Xian pounced on Ling Ying and tickled him. Ha ha ha, bastard. Stop it, ha ha. Big brother. I'll cook, ha ha ha, I'll cook. Ling Ying was about to cry from laughing. Lin Xian then let go of her. If you were so obedient earlier, you wouldn't have to suffer, right? Lin Xian laughed. Scram. You don't know how to care for your girlfriend at all. Just wait for me to die, thank you. After speaking, Ling Ying went to the kitchen to help Lin Xian prepare dinner. However, she hadn't eaten yet because it wasn't too late. Lin Xian lay on the sofa and played with his phone, listening to the sound of cooking in the kitchen. Needless to say, this feeling was really blissful. After 10 minutes, Ling Ying suddenly rushed out of the kitchen. You go first. What? Lin Xian was dumbfounded. Han Chushuer is coming, you go first. Lin Xian then crossed his legs and said indifferently, if she's coming, then she's coming. Why should I leave? Ling Ying was about to cry. She hadn't told Han Chushue about this matter. When she came and saw that there was another man in the house, Ling Ying didn't even know how to explain it. What did she come here for? Lin Xian asked. She was passing by and wanted to take a look at my house. Then take it, I'm not leaving. Ling Ying realized that force didn't work, so she sat beside Lin Xian and hugged his arm. She shook it coquettishly and said in a sweet voice, "Big brother, just leave for a while." GG. Lin Xian quivered and almost couldn't hold it in. This valiant woman was really unbearable when she acted coquettishly. "No. I just don't want to leave." Lin Xian went along with Ling Ying's coquettishly. Wretch. Ling Ying heard Lin Xian's words and rolled her eyes. "Then what are you going to do?" "I'm really not ready. My family wants a kiss." Ling Ying. God. She wanted to slap this pervert to death. Smack. Then Ling Ying pecked Lin Xian's face. "Done. Kiss here." Lin Xian pointed at his lips. Then Ling Ying pecked again. "Are you done?" "No, I didn't promise you that you'll leave after kissing me." "Ah. Lin Xian, you scoundrel." Ling Ying was about to go crazy. Han Chushue just said that they were already at the entrance of the neighborhood. If Lin Xian didn't leave now, it would be too late. "It's not your first day knowing me. She's almost here. Then what do you think we should do?" Lin Xian smirked and whispered something in Ling Ying's ear. Ling Ying's face instantly turned red. "Get lost." Ling Ying hit Lin Xian with a red face. "Then I won't leave." Ling Ying, ah. He really wanted to kill someone. Just this once. "I'll find a good reason next time." "I don't care. Other than the conditions I just mentioned, nothing else is possible." "But it's too. "I don't know how to do it," Ling Ying said with a red face. "But this is normal between couples. Don't you eat lollipops every day? It's the same." Ling Ying. I can try," Ling Ying said with a red face. If he didn't agree now, she would be here. "All right, you said it." Lin Xian then walked away with a smile on his face. "Awesome." Knock, knock, knock. At this moment, someone knocked on the door. Lin Xian and Ling Ying looked at each other. "Oh no, oh no, oh no. I told you to leave earlier, but you didn't leave. Jump out of the window." Ling Ying pointed at the window next to her. "Lin Xian. Big sister, this is the 24th floor. Even if I'm at the arcane body realm, I can't jump from the 24th floor, right?" Lin Xian said, dumbfounded. "Ah, go to my closet." Then Ling Ying pushed Lin Xian into her room and closed the door. Chapter 199. Lin Xian didn't dare to move around in Ling Ying's room, so he hid in Ling Ying's closet. This was because if he walked around randomly, even the slightest movement could be heard by an expert like Han Chushue. And Ling Ying didn't want to be found out, at least not now. Lin Xian was just teasing her before, but when it really came down to it, Lin Xian would definitely do as Ling Ying said, not for anything else, but out of respect for her. If she didn't want to, Lin Xian definitely wouldn't force her to show up. Although he really wanted to see this Han Chushue, the #1 beauty, this damn system would definitely trigger a mission if he saw her. If he let Han Chushue know that Lin Xian and Ling Ying were in a relationship, it wouldn't be good for Lin Xian to pick up girls. So if he didn't show up, at least in Ling Ying's house, it would be good for him to not see Han Chushue and Lin Xian. After going in, he felt a bit dizzy. Heavens! The girls' wardrobes were really too unbearable. Some of the ordinary outerwear were fine, but some of the other ones were a bit unbearable. The most fragrant ones. Outside, Ling Ying smiled awkwardly at Han Chushue. That, here you go." Ling Ying handed over a pair of gloves to Han Chushue. Naturally, these weren't ordinary gloves, but spirit tools. Ling Ying went to the beast domain to borrow them from Han Chushue. "You haven't eaten yet?" Han Chushue glanced at the kitchen. "Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. Have you eaten?" Han Chushue shook her head slightly. No, then I'll eat here. Ling Ying. She couldn't refuse. If she refused, Han Chushue would definitely guess something. But eating a meal. Could Lin Xian stay there for so long? Sure, I'm going to cook. You can help me. Then, the two girls went into the kitchen. When Lin Xian released his spirit energy, he could hear the conversation outside. If an arcane body realm martial artist released their spirit energy and couldn't hear the voices outside the wall, then they really didn't need to live anymore. However, if they didn't release their spirit energy, then their hearing and other aspects would be better than ordinary people, but not by much. Damn, that means I'll have to stay here for at least another 10 minutes. Lin Xian shrugged helplessly. Ling Ying naturally wanted Han Chushue to leave as soon as possible. The longer she stayed here, the more dangerous it would be. So she prepared to go down. Aren't you going to cook? I can do it, Han Chushue said in surprise. In the past, she had to cook a lot of dishes every time she came here. However, something was not right with Ling Ying today. Oh, that. My period came today, so I don't feel very well. I don't want to eat too much. If you eat first, then I'll accompany you. Han Chushue thought about it. Today was indeed Ling Ying's period. Then she said, No need, noodles are fine. Ling Ying let out a sigh of relief. Thank you, great aunt. However, Han Chushue still felt that something was wrong. Since he wanted to go down, why did he want her to help? There was no need for her to help him down there. Moreover, there were already some prepared vegetables in the kitchen. It looked like they had just been cut. Of course, the vegetables that were just cut could be prepared for tomorrow, but normally they wouldn't be. Chushue, go sit in the living room. You don't need to help me down there. Okay. Han Chushue nodded slightly and then walked to the living room. She felt that something was wrong. Han Chushue didn't suspect that Ling Ying would do something bad, but they had been friends for more than 10 years. With Han Chushue's personality, she might not be curious about other people, but she still wanted to know about Ling Ying's strange behavior. Her gaze fell on the shoe cabinet. She saw a pair of men's shoes in the shoe cabinet. Then, her cold face revealed shock. Ling Ying had a man in his house. It couldn't be, right? At first, Han Chushue felt that it was impossible. Because she knew Ling Ying too well. Her taste was not lower than Han Chushue's. What kind of man could enter her eyes? Especially in a place like Tianhua City. But if it wasn't, then what was with her strange behavior today and the man's shoes in the shoe cabinet? The doors of the other rooms were all open. Only Ling Ying's door was closed. In the past, when she came to Ling Ying's house, she never closed the door. Could it be? Han Chushue thought of this possibility, but she didn't go. She sat on the sofa and pondered. Her gaze inadvertently swept to the trash can beside the coffee table. Then she frowned. Because she saw a line of very special words. She rarely showed her emotions on her face. Even if the sky fell, her face would still be cold. But when she saw the box in the trash can, she couldn't stay calm. Set of condoms and medicine. But the box was opened. But whether it was opened or not, this kind of thing couldn't appear in Ling Ying's house, let alone be opened. Ling Ying was speechless. She was in such a hurry. Why would she care about these things? Although Han Chushue was curious, since Ling Ying didn't say anything, she didn't ask. She also didn't want to expose him. She acted as if she didn't see it. Soon, Ling Ying came to the living room with 2 bowls of noodles and placed them on the table. Eat the noodles. This is my special seafood noodles. There's crab roe. Ling Ying smiled at Han Chushue. Sorry to trouble you. Han Chushue and Ling Ying sat at the table and ate the noodles. Ling Ying. Halfway through the meal, Han Chushue said. What? Ling Ying looked at Han Chushue suspiciously. After a while, leave Tianhua City and return to Chengdu. Ling Ying's hand movement paused. Then, he looked at Han Chushue in surprise. What's wrong? Han Chushue's face didn't have much expression. It was as if she was talking about a very ordinary thing. Tianhua City can't be defended for long. Return to Chengdu. Pa Ling Ying slammed the chopsticks on the table. He used quite a lot of strength. It was obvious that he was a little angry. Han Chushue, back then, we came to the border city with the idea of doing something for mankind. We came to Tianhua City. Now, you're saying this to me? Han Chushue didn't move. The Han Chushue I knew in the past also had such a character. However, she hated evil as if it was her enemy. She took righteousness as her duty and risked her life to improve her strength. But now, what have you become? How long has it been since you went to the demonic beast domain to improve yourself? Isn't it all because of a man? How much influence did he have on you to make you become like this? Now, Tianhua City is in danger. You tell me that you want to return to Chengdu to avoid the disaster. You don't want to fight. I can't accept it. Ling Ying stared at Han Chushue. Even his voice was a little louder. Han Chushue shook her head slightly. Forget it. So what if you're strong? You still can't beat the demonic beasts. Don't you still need someone to die for you? Bullshit. Han Chushue, maybe I don't understand your inner thoughts. I also don't know how much influence the person who saved you had on you. However, I want to say that running away is useless. If you feel ashamed, then improve yourself and kill more demonic beasts to avenge him. The one who killed him wasn't you, it was the demonic beasts. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.